All right, let's just jump right back into it. On earlier a bit today with a little tutorial that turned into a longer discussion about our 2.0 Howie Shanks Bingo Baseball League. And just poking around for a project. I don't like to do a lot at the same time. There's Robbie Wertberg. So I just thought, we're going to mess around and just every once in a while play with the all-time great quick start in out of the park baseball. I already have another tournament going in Action PC Baseball and really didn't feel like doing another one here. I could always recreate a World Series down the road. So just kind of casting my way about and having fun. So we're going to go ahead and just do this. And so I'm going to be picking different teams and stuff, whoever and whatever, and we're just going to have fun. Nothing serious. So tonight we're going to have the all-time St. Louis Cardinals hosting the all-time Cincinnati Reds. So we're going to have Bob Gibson and Johnny Vandermeer. This will be fun because it will allow me to continue to sort of tweak this league, and it's a great way, I think, to get in deeper to out of the park baseball. Maybe play with some things just as we go along, assess these teams, see how best they can manage. I'm doing all right, Robbie. Thank you very much. So yeah, I mean that's what we're gonna do. Just have some fun. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and auto play to the next game, and it's simulating everything. And I think what I'm gonna do is turn off BNN in the background. So let's do that first. And so heard from Steve, and apparently, I guess what we're gonna do when we do the oh yeah, I gotta change this 1 to 20 rating and all this happy horse shit. Anyhow, that when we do the Howie Shanks League, we're gonna also be doing the baseball reference ID. That's gonna make it a lot easier for me to bring it into out of the park baseball. Might be able to do it really, really, really quickly, stuff like that. So really, really looking forward to it. I hope people are reading the sort of league rules and stuff like that, and we'll be sort of saying, yep, they agree, they agree. And it looks like I think we have like 11 managers right now, and Steve Tate has uh, posted in the Action PC forums. Hopefully, we're going to get some people on board, and the idea is tentatively 12 days from now, so 29 April, um, we'll be doing the draft, which should take about 3 hours. No, you don't have to give the reference ID. We'll do it on that end. All you guys are going to have to do is just just do your picks. That's all you got to do. Just do your picks. We'll do the rest. We will do the rest. So I'm going to turn off designated hitter for the National League. Da, da, da. What else? I'm looking to where I can turn off BNN. I think I have to do that in game. Or is it in options? So that's one of the fun things about this is as many years as I've played out of the park baseball, it just gets more and more and more, um, just more feature rich, I guess. So I don't think we're going to do anything with spring training. We will have an all-star game in this. This is going to be, I probably won't even be done with this. This isn't really a project. This is something just to do every once in a while. No, and there's no practice to it. If you watched my video today, you don't need to practice to find baseball reference IDs. They're right in the URL in baseball reference. But no, because if you guys have to worry about that kind of stuff, we'll never ever ever get done. We'll never ever get done. So not to worry, not to worry, not to worry there. Robert Wartburg, you won't have to worry about it. Allow ties, no, no. Modified extra innings. Postseason roster rules, not going to worry about it. Blah, 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 blah. I think I have to disable this. We're going to try it, all right? So let's go play game at Cincinnati. All right, cool stuff. So this should be fun. Um, and again, just to get a sense of who's on teams and things like that. And there's a Clee baseball fan, I think, hanging out in 2 channels. I know that Robert is doing a broadcast right now. So welcome in, Tim. I hope you're doing well. So, Tim, we're rebooting the Howie Shanks League. There's a new Discord up. I know that time is of the essence for everyone, but certainly would be nice, if you would consider maybe being part of it. We'd certainly love to have you. We have 11 managers thus far. We're looking, hopefully, that we can get. We'd like to get 16 managers. Steve Tate, as I mentioned earlier, has put out he's posting the Action PC forums. You don't need to have Action PC to play. I don't even know if you have the game or not. But again, that's up to you. We're just opening this up to folks that would like to be involved. It's not really a big commitment. We've changed things up. But if not, that's fine too. That is absolutely fine too. There we go. I do not want that. I want to turn that off. There we go. We don't need that. All right. You don't need out of the park baseball. We're doing this. We're doing this in Action PC Baseball, and you don't even have to own Action PC Baseball to be part of the Howie Shanks League. Yeah, we'd like to have you part of the Discord anyhow. Go for it, Robbie. Thank you. People are in there chatting baseball. Actually, both Discords if you want, Robbie. That'd be fine. Because the other one's more general baseball and everything. All right. Oops, I forgot to set the sound, or no one's going to hear anything, which would be really silly. Except me. All right. Let's get out to the ballpark. We're on our way to Great American Ballpark, and it's going to be a chilly day, 36 degrees, wind blowing out to right at 11 miles per hour. But first, we'll look at the lineups for these teams. For the visiting St. Louis Cardinals, we will have Willie McGee in center field will lead it off. Chick Hafey in left field, batting second. Batting third and second base, Rogers Hornsby in the cleanup spot. First baseman, Albert Pujols. Batting fifth in right field from Donora, Pennsylvania, Stan the Man Musial. Batting sixth and catching, Joe Torre. Batting seventh at the hot corner, Ken Boyer. Batting eighth at shortstop, the Wizard of Oz, Ozzie Smith. And pitching and batting ninth, Bob Gibson. And for the hometown Cincinnati Reds, leading off at second base, Joe Morgan. Batting second in left field, Pete Rose. Batting third at first base, Ted Kluszewski. And in the cleanup spot in center field, Eric Davis. Batting fifth in right field, Paul O'Neill. Batting sixth, shortstop, Barry Larkin. Batting seventh and catching, Johnny Bench. Batting eighth at third base, Aaron Boone. And pitching and batting ninth, Johnny Vandermeer. I'm also going to be mixing these lineups and such around that we can bring in older players, newer players, and just have fun. This is not anything serious at all. Let's get to the ballpark. And here we go. And I've decided for this to allow it to just use the 30 current baseball parks, because I think they just look absolutely beautiful and they don't need to be set to any sort of specific era. So fun stuff. There's Mike, Sports Time Machine. Hello. Shouldn't Reds be playing at Crosley or Riverfront? It can be changed on the fly, but again, reading my thoughts, anticipating my thoughts, because these are all-time great franchises. I just decided to just leave them in the modern ballparks. I just like the look. But yeah, that's super easy. I could switch this to Riverfront or Crosley literally in about 5 seconds. It's that simple. All right, so Willie McGee will lead it off here as we get underway in this not-so-serious project. A little nice pan around here of Great American Ballpark, Cincinnati, Ohio. And here is the pitch to Willie McGee. McGee sends the 0-2 liner to second, and great stop by Joe Morgan. What a play at second base. So here we go. We get a chance to look at this one right away. Real nice. So of course, it's going to do the pan around at first. But Out of the Park did such a beautiful job on these ballparks. They're just absolutely gorgeous. So here's that first play. McGee has it, and Joe Morgan makes the dive and stop. One away for Chick Hafey. Chick Hafey, really good contact hitter, above average power. Vandermeer has signed from Johnny Bench. Here's the 2-1 delivery to Hafey. Hafey swings, and this one lofted to right, and arranging it just a little bit to make the catch is Paul O'Neill. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first, and it brings up the Rogers Hornsby. Superb contact hitter, excellent power. Lefty Vandermeer, the owner of 2 consecutive no-hitters in 1938 for the Cincinnati Reds. Deals now to Hornsby. Hornsby swings, and this one is going to get down for a base hit to right field. O'Neill playing it on the hop, and Rogers Hornsby is aboard. And here's Albert Pujols, and everybody in this community needs no introduction from me. Albert Pujols. Vandermeer deals to the slugger, and big swing and a miss. Steer right 3. No runs, a hit, no errors. A runner left on for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the first. It's the Cardinals nothing, and the Cincinnati Reds coming to bat. Joe Morgan will lead it off. This is probably one of MV's favorite players. Played very well for him, and I'm sure MV's hoping he will get him again. And there we go. Big Clue is in here, and he says, "Good evening, righteous brethren of the Baseball Geek Squad." I suppose it is going to be time to change the name of this channel. Maybe that'll make Mrs. Steve happy. So, anyhow, here's Joe Morgan. Bob Gibson ready to deal. The 2-2 delivery. Morgan cuts on this one. Liner to right. Base hit for Joe Morgan. So, these teams tied in hits now, and Morgan with superior speed at first. And here is Charlie Hustle, Pete Rose. Waiting for the delivery from Bob Gibson, looking menacing as always out there on the hill. Here's the delivery. Rose swings. Little number to first, and they're going to get Rose. No, they will not. So Gibson tossing onto Pujols, and Rose beats it out. So infield hit for Rose, 2 aboard for the Reds, and nobody out. Morgan at second, Rose at first for Ted Kluszewski batting here for Big Clue. Serious power, Ted Kluszewski, and pretty good contact. Bob Gibson into the line, the 1-2 to Kluszewski, and Kluszewski whiffs on this one. Gibson getting him with a slider, 89 on the gun, and that brings up Eric Davis. We were just talking about Eric Davis in our Howie Shanks sort of league meeting yesterday. There's a few people mentioning that Eric Davis would be one of those players that people wouldn't think about in an all-time greats league the way Howie Shanks is working out. Gibson fires it in. Davis swings. This one grounded to short, and they will not turn 2. However, as Hornsby slides in hard, so 2 away. Joe Morgan at third, Eric Davis at first, and here's Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill wearing his New York Yankees livery. Gibson with the 2-2 pitch. O'Neill tried to hold up, and the man in blue punches him out. So nothing on 2 hits for the Cincinnati Reds, and we go to the top of the second, and we are scoreless. Clee baseball fans saying, "Wow, MLB license, let me clear my throat" by DJ Cool. Wow. And crazy guys over there at Major League Baseball. Stan the Man Musial will lead it off here. Hall of Famer and apparently a great harmonica player by accounts I've read of his contemporaries. Johnny Vandermeer with a strikeout thus far. Wheels and deals to Musial. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on. This one sent to center field and arranging over to his left and making the catch will be Eric Davis near the track. I was watching Legend Sports Universe today, and I'm probably going to make this the craziest purchase in my life. Well, that's not true. I'm a musician. I've made many. I have a PS4 sitting over here, but I was watching him playing MLB The Show, the newest edition, and with all the cool all-time rosters and things guys are doing out there. And I think I'm going to plunk down the 400 beans or whatever it is for a digital PlayStation 5 just for that game. So don't be surprised if later on, sometime in the future on this channel, you see a little bit of MLB The Show. Since Legend Sports Universe does all kinds of sports, I'm not going to feel too badly about doing MLB and its manager mode. Looking forward to that, and just a spectator mode where we can kind of just let a game run and have some fun. What a gorgeous game. And until I knew from Legend Sports Universe that you didn't have to play it as a Twitch game, I avoided MLB The Show every year. I'm like, it's a nice game, but I already have Super Mega Baseball 1 and 3 for Twitch, so why do I want to do this? But it has some other fun modes that are Twitch, like, Road to the Show and things like that. So it looks like it's a pretty substantive baseball game. It's never going to take the place of, Action PC out of the park and baseball for Windows for me, but, it is definitely something that I'm willing to put the money down for. So I almost pulled the trigger today, but I think I'm going to wait for another week or so. All right. Anyhow, and MV already pulled the trigger. Big Clue says you have 2 ex-wives and a PlayStation. No, so it's not the craziest purchase I've made. Let's say it's the craziest purchase I will have made in a while. But you know how we musicians are, and especially because I play, I'm a keyboard player, and so the workstations I buy are really the top end stuff. So I can walk into a music store, drop $4 grand, and be happy about it. The female particle, not so much. So Robbie, don't be in such a hurry to get a female particle, not just yet. All right. Anyhow, here's Joe Torre. Vandermeer lets it go to Torre. The wind in the pitch, and Joe Torre swings, grounder to short, and not a problem for Barry Larkin as he makes the throw to Ted Lazuski for the 6-3 putout. 2 away here in the top of the second for Ken Boyer, third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. Good contact, good power. Vandermeer winds and fires to Ken Boyer. Boyer swings. There are 3 Boyer brothers in the majors. Lazy fly ball to left and right down into the glove of Pete Rose. So quiet inning, and we go to the bottom of the second, and we are scoreless. Bernard Stroom is in here, and he said he just finished playing MLB The Show today on PS5. Angels and Ohtani shut out the Red Sox 6-0. Red Sox are now 8-9 for the season. So welcome to the YouTube, and I'll have to catch that game tomorrow after work, Bernard. Welcome to the YouTube sports gaming content creator cabal. Looking forward to it. Oh, Big Cole, I thought you knew I was a keyboard player. I thought I was a bass player. Nope, keyboard player and vocalist, actually. Robbie Wartburg, I don't make crazy purchases, says the one who has a Steam Deck only. Robbie's getting a Steam Deck. How nice is that? I thought about one of those, especially for doing like emulation stuff. It's brilliant for doing emulation, but man, I've just been watching MLB The Show, catching Legend Sports Universe, and wow. I just got to have that, and I'm just playing Steam games on my computer, because MLB The Show is never going to come to PC, unfortunately. So Steam Deck, big clue, is, so Steam, right, the big digital distributor of games, they now have, it's like a handheld, a big, nice screen and everything, good control, and you can play most Steam games on Steam Deck. It's portable, it's nice, it's also about as expensive as a PlayStation 5 if you get one that's all kitted out. So good for you, Robbie. Treat yourself to something nice. Yeah, I've got like a completely, like, couple credit cards open, and I'm like, should I do this? Should I do this? Because it'd be easy to pay the card right back off again. So MV saying, do it, do it, do it. Oh yeah, the reservation process for the Steam Deck was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. I agree with you, Robbie. All right, here is shortstop Barry Larkin. Again, this is kind of opening day here, I believe. So that's why we're not seeing stats for anybody. Bob Gibson deals to Barry Larkin. Larkin swings on this. Dribbler to short. And slowly coming up with it is Ozzie Smith, but as expected, he's going to make the play. So one down for Johnny Bench. If there's a Reds player that I think everybody's a fan of, it's got to be Johnny Bench. What a good guy. Amazing dude, and he's not a fan of Pete Rose. I think the creator of this league tended to favor more quote-unquote modern players, especially in the Cincinnati side. With such a rich history that this team has, I'm going to be looking at their roster and try to sneak some other guys in. I think, looking at this actually, that Ted Kluszewski might be the quote-unquote, or Kluszewski and Vandermeer. Probably the only two here, and there's so many more great Cincinnati Reds. Cardinals pretty well represented here, I would say, but the Reds, I'd like to see some of their, some of the older players in here, including, Ed Roush, but so many others, so many great. What a great franchise. We might be rivals in National League, but Cincinnati Reds are just such a great franchise. Gibson deals to Johnny Bench with one out. Bench swings on the 1-1, and this one, sky to center field, and Willie McGee will pull it down. So two away here. We have the makings of a pitcher's duel here with Gibson and Vandermeer as Aaron Boone steps in. Gibson winds and fires. Here's the 1-2 to Boone. Boone cuts and misses. Strike three. So fastball, 96 in the gun from Bob Gibson. Side retired. We go to the top of the third inning. We are scoreless in Cincinnati. Johnny Vandermeer has whiffed one through 2 innings. And here's the Wizard of Oz. Johnny Vandermeer peers in, has the sign, and the southpaw deals the 1-2. Smith cuts and misses, and Vandermeer gets him with a strikeout. So both pitchers bringing some good old-fashioned country heat. The other thing that impressed me about MLB The Show was just like the cut scenes, right after batters or at the end of innings, things like that. Although it's from coming from a large developer through Sony and everything like that, clearly that game was made with great love, great respect for baseball. I'm really excited to get it, and I was thinking, yeah, I'll just go ahead and put it on a PS4, but after seeing those juicy graphics on PS5 and reading the specs of what PS5s could do, they're going to have what would be the equivalent of an RTX card in them, real-time ray tracing and stuff like that. I want that game to look gorgeous. So, yeah, Bright, big clue. Bucky Walters, Paul Derringer, Dolph Luke, Jim Maloney. So I did not pick these, but because I'm getting deeper and deeper into out of the park baseball, I do want to kind of juggle these lineups and reserve and rosters and things like that as I go along with this, again, very infrequent, not serious project. This is also known as biding time until Howie Shanks ramps up again. And I don't want to finish the KCCL yet. It's kind of on hold waiting for Ken Castro to come back. Johnny Vandermeer, 2 strikeouts, a 2-2 delivery to Bob Gibson. And Gibson cuts and misses. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that's 2 down, and we're back at the top of the order for the Redbirds and Willie McGee. Willie McGee, nothing for 1. And let's hit the old F8 key. He's a spray hitter. And there we go. We can see that McGee is most likely to hit this towards second. All right. Vandermeer deals to Willie McGee. Here's the pitch, the 1-0. And McGee sends this to center field, going back on it. And this one is gone. So all Paul O'Neill can do is watch it go back in that little area there. I'm not sure what that looks like. I'd have to get a good zoom in. But this one gone 399 feet. Willie McGee gives the Cardinals a 1-0 lead here at the top of the third. Left fielder Chick Hafey. Good to see Chick Hafey in there. A Cardinal that I think probably forgotten by a lot of St. Louis fans, but a rather fine player. Vandermeer deals the 3-0 to Chick Hafey. And Hafey takes this one a bit low and outside. So Johnny Vandermeer giving up a walk. Chick Hafey aboard for Rogers Hornsby, who is 1 for 1. 2 away here, top of the third. St. Louis leads Cincinnati 1-0. Vandermeer sets and fires to the Raja. Hornsby cuts on this one, little dribbler to second, and this one is going to get by Joe Morgan. So Joe Morgan making the rare miss, but going to third, Chick Hafey, and he is gunned down. So nice throw by Paul O'Neill getting the outfield assist, and I talk about Hafey making a fine, or being a fine player, and just gets a little bit greedy, trying to go for 3. However, the St. Louis Cardinals score a run on 2 hits, no errors. They strand 1, and we go to the bottom of the third. It's 1-0. The Steam Deck is, yeah, I guess you could say that it's basically switched. But the thing with the Steam Deck, if you wanted to, you could hook it up right into your telly. So, you know, if you're one of those folks that have like a, you know, 370,000 inch telly, there you go. You can do that without hauling your PC around. I think it's nice for its portability, you know. And again, for doing arcade emulation, sometimes I just don't feel like, you know, hooking the PC up for that, and just bam, it's right there in the Steam Deck. But it's expensive if you get. Robbie, did you get one that was fully kitted out, like max hard drive, everything? Because there's different levels of the Steam Deck that you can get. So I'm just curious the specs of the one that you're getting. Oh, so you're getting the 512 gig model. So yeah, all right, that's not bad. Just be careful of larger games like Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I don't think you'd want to play on a Steam Deck anyhow. But and The Witcher has a hell of a big footprint. King Arthur and Knight's Tale, which I'm dying to play, but I just don't have any hard drive space with all this music software. It's 150 gigabyte footprint, but the game looks fantastic. All right, so Johnny Vandermeer will lead it off the back of the top of the order, and Joe Morgan and Pete Rose. And yes, I said Vandermeer because a V in Dutch is pronounced like an F. So Vandermeer steps in. Bob Gibson with 3 strikeouts through 2 innings of work. The 1-0 pitch to Vandermeer. Vandermeer swings, and this one is sinking liner to center, but Willie McGee ranging in and making a nice play. So 1 away here, and Joe Morgan back at the top. Hall of Fame second baseman is 1 for 1. Miss him in, well, I especially miss John Miller, but I miss John Miller and Joe Morgan doing Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. And here's the delivery. Morgan swings on the 2-2 pitch, and this one sky to right and down into the glove of Stan Musial. So this is the first put out by Stan Musial tonight. 2 up, 2 down for Charlie Hustle, who is 1 for 1. Gibson staring down Rose. And here's the 1-2 delivery. Rose swings, ground ball to first, and up with it is Albert Pujols, and he'll throw on to Bob Gibson covering. 3 up, 3 down for the Cincinnati Reds. And we go to the top of the 4th inning. It's the Cardinals 1, Cincinnati nothing. I don't think that Pete Rose would have ever messed with Bob Gibson. I can't think of anybody that would have ever messed with Bob Gibson. Scary dude. Scary dude. 150 gigs, dedicated laptop time. PQ River, welcome in, my friend. Hoping that you saw the league rules and all that kind of stuff posted. It's a draft document right now for the new league, and hope you'll consider. Oh, actually, Robbie, you can make the controls in Microsoft Flight Simulator as easy as you want. You can actually put it on autopilot and just enjoy the scenery. All right, good to know, PQ River. And again, it's not going to be a huge the only commitment's going to be draft night, getting your team colors names in your inactive list. And then the rest of it will be handled. When you can make it in, that will be awesome. Good to have you aboard with us again. All right, Albert Pujols, 0-for-1 in the contest, will lead it off. Johnny Vandermeer with 3 strikeouts and a walk. 1-0 St. Louis lead. Here's the 2-0 delivery to Pujols. And Pujols connects with this one, but it's easily going to stay in the Great American Park. As coming in and pulling it down is Pete Rose. Went away in the Cardinal fourth for Stan Musial. Musial 0-for-1. Native of Denora, Pennsylvania. Vandermeer deals to Stan the man. And Musial looks at a call, 3rd strike. This one on the inside corner, so Vandermeer making a nice pitch and picking up strikeout number 4. That one a little curveball. Vandermeer dropping the hammer. Here's Joe Torre, 0-for-1. Torre, a member of the Milwaukee Braves along with Hank Aaron. Vandermeer deals to Joe Torre with 2 away. Torre swings, grounded to 3rd, gobbled up over there by Aaron Boone, and throws on to 1st for the out. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. The Cardinals lead at 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. And here is Ted Kluszewski, be followed by Eric Davis and Paul O'Neill. The big clue is 0-for-1. Bob Gibson has fan 3. Delivery to Kluszewski. Ripped on the first pitch, line to left. This one's going to get down. Base hit for Kluszewski. It's going to go all the way to the wall. And Kluszewski going for 2. The slide and leadoff double. So Kluszewski with the double. And potential tying run for the Cincinnati Reds on board and in scoring position. Kluszewski, not a lot of speed, but hit that one deep and up a power rally. Here's Eric Davis, 0-for-1. Gibson rubbing up the ball. Joe Torre sets up now. Gibson delivers to Eric Davis. Here's the 3-1 to Davis. Davis lays off, draws the walk. Ball 4. So Davis at first, Kluszewski at second. Reds threatening here for right fielder Paul O'Neill, who is 0-for-1. Swing of the bat, O'Neill to open this game up. The Reds thus far managing 3 hits off of Gibson. And the Cardinals 3 hits off of Vandermeer. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Paul O'Neill, and he swings on that one, and they're going to try to turn, and they do it. The 3-6-3 double play. Ted Kluszewski moves to 3rd. So could it be that the Reds are squandering an opportunity here? It's up to Barry Larkin to get a safe hit or something to try to tie this game here. Still early going here, though, and opening day. Larkin 0-for-1. Gibson into the stretch. And this one, a little flare into right field. And just like that, Barry Larkin, this little flare is going to bounce to the wall, actually. It looks like that Stan Musial may have misjudged that, as did your erstwhile broadcaster. And the Cincinnati Reds tie it up thanks to an RBI double by Barry Larkin here in the bottom of the 4th. 2 away for Johnny Bench. Let's look at that again, because I just love this thing. Yeah! All the way to the wall. All right, Might look like a little flare from here, but again, I have a weird camera angle. I should probably set this up, but I like this closer in to it. Gibson now deals the 2-1 to Johnny Bench. Bench swings, grounded to third, should be routine. And it is, as Ken Boyer makes the throw across the diamond. However, the Reds pick up a run in the Barry Larkin double, and we are tied as we go to the top of the 5th inning. I did not check my email. Big clue, I definitely would do that, and I'm definitely up for doing edits and stuff. Yes, that was that stat replay thing, Robbie. That's pretty cool. So you can see that they're moving more and more toward MLB The Show type stuff, and I like that. And again, as we talked about last night in streams, I mean, Out of the Park is definitely trying to pull in the demographic that's playing MLB The Show as a Twitch game and saying, hey, look, there's something more going on. So smart move on their part. Very, very smart move. All right, here is Ken Boyer, be followed by Ozzie Smith and Bob Gibson. Boyer, 0-1 in the contest. Johnny Vandermeer wheels and deals the 0-1 to Ken Boyer. Boyer, this one, a little fly ball out to right field and right into the glove of Paul O'Neill. So 1 up, 1 down for Ozzie Smith. Smith batting from the right-hand side. Vandermeer kicks and fires. The 1-2 to Ozzie Smith. Smith swings, grounded first, routine. Kozuski will take it to the bag himself. 2 down here in the Cardinal 5th. Bob Gibson is 0-1. I'm guessing Gibson probably looked as menacing at the plate as he did on the mound. Never got to see, obviously, Bob Gibson pitch. But I think would have loved to have seen that. Would be something to see live. Great Bob Gibson. Heard he beat somebody in an old timers game. Gibson cuts and misses, and that ends the inning for the St. Louis Cardinals. They go in order, and we go to the bottom of the 5th, and we're knotted at 1. Clee Baseball fan says, speaking of the Red Slant, wow, they laid the wood to the Jays. Huh. So Robbie says he can never find the button to use it. All right, well, this will be on a boring play, Robbie, but it's options. And it's actually Shift F10, but I just selected here. Boom. And then you see the last play. And it's just going to be a strike 3, big deal. That's it. And then the camera will, of course, follow the guys off the field if it's the end of the game. But look at the little details that they're getting involved here. I like it. It's nice. I know that World's Worst Gamer thinks the graphics in this are shit, but to each his own. So speaking of which, I should check on my buckos. Sound cuts out on Out of the Park Baseball when this happens. So the Bucks are leading Colorado. Oh my God! It's in the middle of the second. Talking about laying the wood on 7-0 Pittsburgh in the middle of the second. They're playing at Colorado. So that 7-0 lead, right? We know that's the launching pan out there. And Cincinnati taking care of the Tampa Bay Rays 8-1. Wowza, wowza, wowza. All right, go Reds. All right, it is really, really good. I'm glad that Clee Baseball fan is joining us in the Discords. Tim, if you, I don't know which Discord. If Robbie put up both of them, so if he put up the one that says dead ball or whatever, please feel free to Discord. And that one, I guess Robbie gave you both. We have actually 2 Discords now. And that first one, right? Please feel free to put links into your games, your replay, you know, your friend, part of the family of this channel, whether you like it or not. So please feel free. And even in here, as I've always said, you're in BGS, Robbie, could you also give him, please, the other Discord? That's where he would be able to post, like, you know, about his games, things like that, projects. I'd appreciate it. Yeah, if you could do the dead ball one, Robbie, thank you so very much. So Tim, you can join. You'll be in both of them. And Chat Baseball, promote your channel, man. Part of the family, all right? All right, Aaron Boone will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th. And Boone will be followed by Johnny Vandermeer and then Joe Morgan. Righty Bob Gibson has the sign from Joe Torre. The 1-2 delivery to Aaron Boone. Here it comes. Boone cuts and misses. So that's the 4th strikeout now for Bob Gibson. Both pitchers tied in Ks at 4 each. Gibson has given up a walk. Johnny Vandermeer, nothing for 1. Gibson wheels and deals the 0-2 to his mound opponent. Vandermeer not able to catch up, and that is strikeout number 5. As Bob Gibson throwing a beautiful slider in there. Here's Joe Morgan. Let's mess around with the camera angle a little bit here. Let's go to home plate camera. There we go. That's pretty cool looking, except for the labels. It's gonna switch up as soon as we go. But I mean, I think this is, for what this game is, it's not MLB The Show, but these are nice graphics. Love what they're doing, and a pretty damn fine baseball simulation running underneath this. But out of the park baseball is a very polarizing game. Actually, you know what? Let's do this the way Chris Slovic does for just a couple. He keeps this at home plate camera for the whole thing. Let's just for fun, shits and giggles. All right, Bob Gibson to pitch to Joe Morgan, 2 down. Here is the delivery. Morgan cuts on this one, grounded to 3rd, and up and over with it is end the inning. Sorry about that. I was looking at something on the screen here. So that's a pretty cool looking, kind of fun. All right, Willie McGee. I almost said Willie Mays. 1-1 your score, top of the 6th. Willie McGee leads it off here. Vandermeer peers in, has the sign. Johnny Bench. Here's the pitch to McGee. McGee on the first pitch sends this one out to center field and right into the glove of Eric Davis. 1 away here in the 6th. Let's change our camera angle up again. And what is this? We have, well, I don't want to do blimp camera. Good God. That's weird. What can we do here? What's fun? What if we were watching the game from the first base stands? I'd have to turn off this widget, I guess. I know, I'm such a geek. I can't help it. This is Baseball Geek Central. Vandermeer pitches to Chick Hafey. I need to change that for him. Hafey sends this one to left field, and this one, Pete Rose ranging back, and he will make the catch. 2 away, and let's change this view. I know, I'm a geek, but we all here. So let's do first base stands camera for all of them. Just because, why not? All right, here we go. Rogers Hornsby now 2 for 2, perfect 2 for 2 today. 2 down, Vandermeer delivers. Here's the pitch. Hornsby swings, and this one grounded to 3rd. Boone up with it and over, and side retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. And we go to the bottom of the 6th. It's tied 1-1. So this, I think, would look nice moving in closer toward the toward home plate and getting that view and then following the ball. I think this is a really nice angle. We'll go back to where we were before. So default, I believe it was, and then wide and wide. I think that's where we were. Pete Rose is 1 for 2. Bob Gibson, 3 strikeouts and a walk, 3 for 5. Gibby delivers. Yep. Rose swings, grounded to 2nd. Easy play for Rogers Hornsby as he throws on to Albert Pujols for the 4-3 put out and out number 1. Yep. Yeah, the angles are fun. They're just such a great job. This game has come a long way. Do you remember when it first went 3D and we had the little like game ponds in out of the park baseball? And it was like, wow! And like, so that was the shit back then. Now it's sort of funny. All right, here's Ted Kluszewski, 1 for 2. Would love to see the big play. Clue jack one out of here against Gibson. Here's the pitch. And Big Clue lays off and draws the walk. So this one low and away. Gibson missing with the sinker, and that is the second walk on the game. See if Eric Davis can get something done here. Eric Davis, nothing for one. Count even on Davis. Here's the delivery by Gibson, and Davis scorches this one to right. Base hit. And Kluszewski thought about third base, but the first base coach already had the stop sign up even before Eric Davis connected. So Davis at first, Kluszewski at second. 2-1 for Cincinnati, one away for Paul O'Neill. Paul O'Neill, nothing in 2 attempts against Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson sets and fires. Here's the 1-0. O'Neill swings, weak grounder to first, and will they turn 2? O'Neill beats it out. So O'Neill aboard in the fielder's choice, 2 away. Kluszewski moves to third. And Barry Larkin, with an RBI double, would like to try to do that again. So 1 for 2. Gibson deals to Larkin. Larkin swings, base hit up the middle. And indeed, Barry Larkin does it again. RBI single. And the Cincinnati Reds jump out to a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Pretty damn good ball game going on here so far at Great American Ballpark. And a nice ballpark it is. Not as nice as PNC, but I love the look of it. And of course, right along the river, nice park. Nice park. All right, here's Johnny Bench batting with 2 down, 2 on. O'Neill at second. Larkin at first. Gibson brings it home. And this one grounded deep to short. And Ozzie Smith up with it and on to first. And that retires the side. But the Cincinnati Reds pick up 1 run on 2 base hits, no errors. Barry Larkin coming through again. 2 left, and the Reds holding a 2-1 lead as we head to the top of the 7th inning. Tim says, nerd, geek, and dweeb, I guess. Does that make me a Naguib? It certainly does. PQ River says the Cincinnati Reds are getting to Bob Gibson. Nerd, geek, and dweeb, the same thing. Actually not. Bobby Catalano. Hey, darling. Good to see you. So, trivia for you, Robbie. The term geek actually comes from the carnivals. The old-time carnivals. They were sometimes called the Roman geeks or whatever. But these were the guys that were in the tenant ones, or what civilians called sideshows. And geeks used to do things like bite the heads off chickens, things like that. The term geek, there you go. So now you know where geek comes from. Well, so Tim, you're talking about the change up the musical interludes. You could do that yourself, and out of the park baseball. I just haven't bothered, but you could bring in just as you can in action PC baseball your own sound samples. So I may have to do that sometimes. I want to put in some heavy metal here for some of these guys. And actually, when we do Howie Shanks in the next round, if I get a couple nasty power hitters, I'm gonna look for a little bit of metal to put in for my guys. And one of this banjo stuff, good lord. And no, not AC/DC, I mean heavy metal. All right, Vandermeer, just in case Steve Tate might have an AC/DC comment, we'll just beat him to it. Pujols, waiting for the 0-2 delivery. Pujols cuts it, misses. So fastball by Vandermeer, and that is strikeout number 6. And here's Stan Musial. Nothing for 2 for Stan the Man. Vandermeer winds and fires. The 1-0 delivery. Musial swings on this one. Routine to short. Up with it is Barry Larkin to retire Musial. 2 up, 2 down for catcher Joe Torre. Unsuccessful in 2 tries against Johnny Vandermeer. The lefty wheels and deals the 2-2 to Joe Torre. Torre rips on this one. Fly ball to right and back on it just short of the track. is Paul O'Neill. 7th inning stretch time here in Cincinnati. It's the all-time Cincinnati Reds 2, the all-time St. Louis Cardinals 1 on opening day for this very infrequent, non-serious, very geeky project on Out of the Park Baseball 24. So yeah, Bobby, you've been gone such a long time. So glad to see you back. Aaron Reed, he wants to learn how to do that with Action PC Baseball because he'll use that for some of the teams playing for my league. I'll bet you if you ask Steve, Steve would be really, I think he'd be gracious enough to do a tutorial on it. I can work with you with your software. And the baseball for Windows, coming, buddy. It's coming for you. But we're gonna coordinate with Robbie Wartburg to get you up to speed and running on baseball for Windows. But we'll keep that talk to the original Discord and as opposed to the chat. All right, Aaron Boone here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Aaron Boone is nothing for 2. Bob Gibson ready to deliver the 3-1. Here it comes to Boone. Aaron Boone lays off. So Gibson has issued his 3rd free pass. And Aaron Boone very, very careful not to make any facial expressions that would be discernible by Bob Gibson. So Vandermeer corners in, looking bunt. Nobody out. Reds looking for more. 2-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Gibby delivers. Vandermeer gets a good bunt down. And the sacrifice will not be successful. They turn the double play. Joe Torre goes to second for 1 in the relay. And Vandermeer, what a play by Joe Torre. And we're definitely looking at that one again. Didn't expect that. So Vandermeer maybe a bit too much on that ball. Let's watch it. So Torre, bam, going. That was a close play at second. Double play. It's one you don't see too much. That one would look like a, what was that? It was a 1-6-3, I think. Or was Hornsby over on that play? Not sure. Anyhow, great play by Joe Torre. And back at the top of the order now, an MV's guy, Joe Morgan. Count even on Morgan. Here's the delivery. Morgan, a little grounder to first. And gobbling up is Albert Pujols, and Hill underhand toss to Bob Gibson covering. So the Cardinals face the minimum, and we go to the 8th. 2-1 Cincinnati. MV is missing. Well, that's because right now for MV, dear Bobby, it is 2:29 a.m. in the United Kingdom. Thank you, Big Khalees. This is always good news. You can relax to a game narrated by me. I do try to take the little slower approach to things. As Aaron says, Aaron Boone. Bobby, there was a time when I was doing broadcasting from Europe as well, so that was always fun. Doing them at 3 in the morning so that people in America could catch them at 9 in the evening, or when I was in Ireland having to do them at 2 in the morning, and then the Netherlands 3 in the morning. Ooh, fun stuff. All right, Ken Boyer, one of a trio of Boyer brothers in the major leagues. There's also Cleet and Cloyd Boyer. Ken is nothing for 2. Vandermeer with 6 strikeouts and a walk. Here's the delivery now. Boyer cuts on this one, wrapped to short. And up and over with it is Barry Larkin to retire Boyer for out number 1. I think what I want to do is I'm going to change this up a little bit and make all of these default now. Just to see what it's going to look like. So it's going to stay at this now. Ozzie Smith steps in. Smith nothing for 2, 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Vandermeer delivers to Smith. Smith swings, bounding ball to second. Oh, I think I like this one better. Joe Morgan gloves it, and easy textbook 4-3, and we will have a pinch hitter for the St. Louis Cardinals, one of my favorite players from the Gas House gang, Ducky Joe Medwick. Excellent contact hitter, Joe Medwick, and some pop in the bat. Read about Joe Medwick and especially Game 7 of the 1934 World Series. If you don't feel like reading, then find it. It'll be in the Shadow Ball chapter of the Ken Burns baseball documentary. Not a lot of love for Joe Medwick in Detroit in that World Series that year. Vandermeer, the payoff pitch to Medwick. And this one lined and right to Barry Larkin. Barry Larkin just having a hell of a game today for the Cincinnati Reds. 1-2-3 for the Cardinals. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cincinnati maintaining a 2-1 lead. And coming in now to pitch is Bruce Sutter for the St. Louis Cardinals, and he will face Pete Rose, Ted Kluszewski, and Eric Davis. Rose 1 for 3. Sutter's finished his warm-up pitches. We're ready to resume action. A 3-1 delivery from Sutter to Pete Rose. Rose swings, liner to right, but right into the glove of Stan Musial, making the running catch. So Musial doing a great job catching that frozen rope from Charlie Hustle. Here's Ted Kluszewski, still waiting for him to jack one out of here. 2-1 Reds lead in the bottom of the 8th. Bruce Sutter winds and fires. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Kluszewski. Kluszewski swings, grounded to second, and no problem for Rogers Hornsby to retire Big Clue. 2 away. And it's up to Eric Davis to try to maybe jack one out of here. Just want to get another home run because they're fun. Not going to see any triples in this game probably unless it's Ozzie Smith. 2-1 pitch. Davis lines this one just over short into center field for a base hit. So a kind of seeing eye single. And Davis aboard with superb speed, and here's Paul O'Neill. O'Neill is nothing for 3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Grounded out his last time up. O'Neill swings on this, and this one driven to left, but making the play on it is Chick Hafey, reeling that big old fish in. So the Reds get a hit, and that's it. And we go to the top of the 9th, and Rob Dibble on to close it out. St. Louis will send Willie McGee, Chick Hafey, and Rogers Hornsby to face Dibble. Dibble, crazy, crazy velocity. Excellent stuff, good movement. Control, about average. Intimidating pitcher out there. Always thought Dibble had a strange physique, but and with an arm like that, kind of like Bartolo Colon, right? He's got a great arm, so that's what matters. All right, Willie McGee with a solo shot. He's back in the 3rd inning. It's the only run for these St. Louis Cardinals. Dibble has finished his warm-up pitches, and here we go. The 1-2 coming in to Willie McGee. His delivery, McGee cuts and misses. And this one, actually Dibble took something off of that one. So 1 up, 1 down, and here's the big cat, Johnny Mize. This is a player that doesn't get a lot of love from people. Johnny Mize was quite a hitter, good power hitter, good contact. So the big cat bats lefty. Rob Dibble comes in and strikes out Willie McGee. Here's the 2-1 to Johnny Mize. Mize swings. This one popped on the infield and charging in from short and making the catch. Who else but Barry Larkin? 2 up, 2 down. Fans on their feet here at opening day here at Great American Ballpark. It's a cool day in Cincinnati. And can Rogers Hornsby tie it up? He has the power to do it. Dibble rubbing up the ball, ready to face the Raja, who is 2 for 3 on the day. Here is the wind, and a full count on Hornsby. And Hornsby, routine grounder to short. This should do it. Barry Larkin will close the game in style. So Cincinnati takes an opening day win, 2-1 over the St. Louis Cardinals. And there he is. Ken Castro is in with us. Cousin. And Todd B is here. The La Familia. I know, right? Big Clue. Let's kill the noise here a little bit. Big Clue talking about Johnny Mize. It took 15 tries, couldn't get elected. It was a veteran selection. Yeah, Johnny Mize was one hell of a player. Phew. All right, so Vandermeer and the Reds get a 2-1 win. So the Cincinnati Reds satisfied the home crowd at Great American Ballpark, treating them to a season-opening win, 2-1 over the St. Louis Cardinals. Starting pitcher Johnny Vandermeer was the standout performer for Cincinnati. Rob Dibble earned the save, his first for the Reds. Vandermeer was a winning pitcher. He raised his season record to 1-0, blah, blah, blah. These early season recaps are kind of boring. So for the victorious Cincinnati Reds, 2 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the St. Louis Cardinals, 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. We'll just kind of scooch down here. Johnny Vandermeer picking up the MVP. We'll look at the pitching line on them. Got to give it to Barry Larkin, also hell of a game too. So we're going to split it up. Johnny Vandermeer went 8 innings, 3 hits, 1 run. It was earned, and that was that solo shot by Willie McGee. He struck out 6. Then Rob Dibble came in, picked up the save, struck out 1. Bob Gibson goes to 0-1, 7 innings, pitched 2 runs, both earned, walked 3, struck out 5. So not a typical performance by Bob Gibson. Bruce Sutter worked an inning and gave up 1 hit. And we'll leave this game. And we'll finish today. I do not want to configure anything. George Grantham of the Pittsburgh Pirates suffered a day-to-day injury. Recovery expected to take 4 days. So back to the Pirates. Anyhow, let's how's Tricks? Tricks are pretty tricky. I think I can see all the players high-five each other now. And this one belongs to the Reds, says Aaron Reed. So let's go ahead and exit out of here. Again, I hope those of you who were here like the how we import teams or import players. We're going to be doing more of that after the new Howie Shanks takes effect. So who are the Pirates going to be playing? The Cubs. All right, we're going to go ahead and save this game and exit out and go back to our old buddy Action PC. All right, fun stuff. And we'll wait for the game to stop. There we go. Let's see, am I ahead of Al yet? Yes. No, I'm not. Al is still 2.5 hours ahead of me. Playtime for Out of the Park 24. So because I'm a sleight of hand artist there, Robbie, the House Tricks is kind of a double sort of. There we go. All right, so let us bring up Action PC Baseball. Cousin, it's so good to see you here. 2 nights in a row? Oh my God, this is like this is huge. It's like having the Beatles in the chat. So here we are at the KCCL, but we can certainly let's do something different. Save this until Cousin Ken gets back with us. Let's get back to our Ned McGreevy All-Stars if I can find it in here, and I'm sure I can. And we're just going to have them play somebody. I have no idea who. So, is this the New York Mets? Nope, New York Giants. But this would be fun. How about the Ned McGreevy All-Stars versus the 1951 New York Giants? I think that would be fun, just for giggles. And we are making this. This is actually going to be a season, but for right now, we'll just make it an exhibition. So here we go, Dublin, and I hope I get the right New York. Yeah, it's the only New York team. There we go. Let's play. And we'll let Dublin be human, and New York will be computer. I always hate the lineup. So we're going to be facing Sal Magley, Speaker, Delahanty, Lajoie, Bruthers, McGee. They always start. It always starts Haas, Radborn, in right, and it drives me nuts. Wee Willie Keeler is going to go into right, and I think we do it like this. Move Delahanty. Um, wow, where do you put Ed Delahanty? Let's put him where McGee is, and let Sherry McGee go down there. We're going to give Hannes Wagner. Is Wagner even in this? Yes, we're going to give Wagner the night off. So here we go. Let's have fun. Bobby's taking off. All right, thank you, Bobby Catalano, for coming in here. Love it, love it, love it. Let's do real stats for everybody. There we go. Corn stalks. Oh, Robbie. All right, welcome to the Polo Grounds where Dublin will take on the New York Giants of 1951. Walter Johnson gets the start for Dublin. We haven't seen Walter in a while. He didn't make it in the first Howie Shanks League. I'm sure he will this time. Everybody's going to be going after Walter Johnson. 31 starts in the year, 17-9 with an earned run average of 1.09. So this is using his Ned McGreevy stats. This is all that's left of the McGreevy League is just this team. And Sal Magley will be opposing him. And let's
play ball.
All right. Here is Tris Speaker to face Sal Magley. Let's look at the starting defense for the 1951 New York Giants, and we're gonna revisit the New York Giants Brooklyn Dodgers game in 1951 that Bobby Thompson shot heard around the world. Not tonight, though. Not tonight, but there he is. There's Bobby Thompson out there in center field, who I'm pretty sure Russ Hodges gave birth to like 3 litters of whatever mammal you'd like to imagine. From left to right, Monty Irvin in left, Bobby Thompson in center, Don Mueller in right. From first to third, Whitey Lockman in first for the Giants, Eddie Stanky at second, Alvin Dark at short, Hank Thompson at third base, Wes Westrom is catching, and Sal Magley takes the hill. Leading off for the Dublin Nuff Says is Tris Speaker. Magley's finished his warm-up pitches. Game time temperature here at the Polo Grounds is a nice 61 degrees. The weather is clear. Winds 5 miles per hour, left to right. So enjoy this second game of doubleheader here, folks. Hope you do. Hope you do. The 2-1 delivery from Magley. Speaker lines this one right to Alvin Dark. So 1 up and 1 down with a quickness for Wee Willie Keeler. Hit him where they ain't. Keeler, 374 hitter. Sal Magley in 1951, a 2.93 earned run average, 23 wins, 6 losses, 4 saves. Walked 86 and struck out 146. Magley into his motion, we hope. Or do we have a weird crash here? This is something we've run into with, and I think it's going to crash. Let's see. We'll let it here for a second. Action PC has had some issues for Steve, for me. Wow, really weird. I've seen this freeze on Steve like this too. And yeah, this is bizarre because now we have Ollie Brown out there. And Everybody, this is, wow, what a mess. We're going to kill this. We can't. Ooh, what's going on here with you, Action PC Baseball? Can I kill it from here? Can I fix it from here? Nah, man, this is frozen up. This is bad. Let's see. Can we recover? Yeah, right. Oh, that's the Iowa Baseball Confederacy. Ken Castro by W.P. Kinsella. And I think we have a crash. Ladies and germs, we're going to just close it. 1 second, guys. Got to go off mic here for a minute. All right, back to it. I guess it doesn't want to do the Ned McGreevy Enough Said League. All right, well, bite us all here. Let's see if we have any better luck with this state collection. I have no idea. It's been crashy. I don't even think I have any of these ballparks set up yet. Oh, I think he has these already set up. So, yeah, why not? I don't know why Missouri is in Kauffman Stadium, but I guess we'll go with it. Let's see, we have Aaron Reed is here from Kentucky. Who do we have for Kentucky? How about we play Kentucky? Jay Buhner, Dan Ugla, Travis Fryman. I've never tried this file. This will be a first. Yep, W.P. Kinsella. Also, I have another one of his box socials. But yeah, that's a trippy book. The Iowa Baseball Confederacy, but a brilliant book. But it's this game that kind of transcends space and time. Big Clue says, can you believe the chutzpah in Steve? How big a deal did he make catfishing for Walter Johnson after he already drafted the staff he had? Because we know that that Mr. Tate has no mercy. All right, so we need somebody to play Kentucky here. So well, they're neighboring states. What about Kentucky versus Ohio? This is a oh yeah, this will be fun. So this is a subset of the baseball history collection, and these are players put on teams by their the state of birth, which is usually alive, but you know what I mean. All right, how about Ohio? And we'll play Progressive Field, I think. We'll just do an exhibition. Now, let's do a game. Let's do a game. Screw it. Let's see what we have here. Maryland and Pennsylvania, that would be a good one. Michigan and Kentucky. Oh, here we go. Ohio and Texas. Let's do Ohio and Texas because we got Robert Wartburg. And we'll make Texas the home team. Here we go. Look at that ballpark. All right. Oh, and MV's favorite pitcher is going to be pitching for Ohio, Cy Young. So we're going to let the computer generate the lineup for Texas. And wow, pardon my, who is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? I have no idea. I know I should probably know this. So Texas not a strong. You know what? We're going to override. We're going to start Greg Maddux because I don't know who the hell Britt Burns is. I have to look him up here. Hang on. Oh, that's why. Okay, so he's a White Sox player, huh? All right. We're going to start Greg Maddux. I think. What's the rotation set here? Burns, Ryan. No, no, it's going to be a season. We're gonna do it that way. Yep. Hopefully this doesn't crash on us. All right, let's just play ball.
Play ball.
Robbie Wartburg, of course, wondering if this is something he could do in baseball for Windows. Probably 80% of it you could. All right. Let's have some fun. We'll see how this plays out. So, Britt Burns, a 3.59 under an average, 12 wins, 10 losses, 1 save. 60 walks, 122 strikeouts. And here we go, the 3-2 count. George Sisler leading off here for Ohio. Sisler swings, bounding ground ball to second. Rogers Hornsby up with it and on to Cecil Cooper. 1 up, 1 down. And here's Pete Rose. Haven't we seen him a lot tonight? Pete Rose bats righty, 321. Again, this is from the Baseball History Collection. Lefty Burns deals. And Pete Rose lays off, draws the walk. This one outside and low, and Charlie Hustle aboard. 10 steals for him in this file. Barry Larkin. Boy, it's like old home week here, isn't it? Mike Schmidt waits on deck. Burns checks the runner, Rose. The 3-2 pitch to Barry Larkin. And Barry Larkin, a swing and a miss. So Britt Burns picks up a strikeout. 2 away here in the top of the first for Michael Jack Schmidt. 42 home runs, 107 runs batted in, 279 average for Schmidt. Burns checks Rose at first, and the lefty with the 0-2, and Mike Schmidt smacks this one to left field. Base hit. Frank Robinson up with it. Are we going to throw to third? The out chance is 8%. No, we're not. So rounding second, and headed for third is a brown-eyed gambling man, Pete Rose. So runners at the corners for Ohio. And yes, Robbie, they're not playing in Globe Life Park. These were parks assigned by Dave Cook, and there you go. I know this should be in Globe Life or wherever the Astros play. Oh, this is the Astros. It's a Minute Maid. So sorry about that, Robbie. I guess he decided he liked it better than Globe Life Park. I don't know. So Minute Maid Park it is. Didn't know they grew oranges in Texas, so. But, All right, Schmidt at first with 12 steals. Britt Burns from the stretch to face the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn, hitting 270, 35 home runs for him. Wynn swings, base hit to left. That's going to be an RBI to score Rose. Schmidt's going to hold second. So Ohio jumping out to a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. And here's Sal Bando, and yes, the DH is turned on in this league because I forgot to turn it off. Sal, I have to get used to it, right, for our Howie Shanks league. So Sal Bando, 24 home runs, 91 ribbies, a 276 average. Mike Schmidt at second, Jimmy Wynn at first. And if you watch the Apollo 13 movie, you will see a little clip of Jimmy Wynn hitting a home run in a game that they're watching at the Johnson Space Center in Houston, Texas. Burns with the 0-1 delivery to Sal Bando. And Bando skies this one to right, and ranging in on it is Lance Berkman to retire the side. However, Ohio picking up a run on 2 hits, no errors. We played a half inning, and so Ohio won, and Texas coming to bat. The defense for Ohio, and we'll look at Texas when we get to the second. And let's do right to left tonight in the outfield. Pete Rose in right field. Jimmy Wynn in center. Frank Howard, Hondo in left. From third to first around the horn, Mike Schmidt, Barry Larkin, Bill Doran, George Sisler, Thurman Munson. Oh, my Thurman, what might have been, huh? And pitching, Cy Young. Trespeaker leads it off here Speaker, a 341 hitter, 4 home runs, 12 triples, 87 runs batted in for him. Rogers Hornsby waits on deck. Pretty scary lineup on both sides, Ohio and Texas. Cy Young with the 0-2 delivery to the great Tris Speaker. Speaker sends this one to center field. Jimmy Wynn running in quickly, making the catch. The shallow fly. 1 up, 1 down for Rogers Hornsby. 391 average, 26 homers. Hornsby doing it all. 5-tool player, of course. And there he is. Rogers Hornsby, who dreamt about baseball in the offseason, would not play golf because he wanted other people to chase the ball. Wouldn't go to movies. He was afraid it was harm his batting eye. Hornsby, the second highest lifetime batting average in the majors. Cy Young deals the 1-2. Hornsby, fly ball to center. Going back on is Jimmy Wynn up in that toward that little cliff here in Minute Maid Park. Makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down for the judge, Frank Robinson, wearing his Cincinnati Reds livery. Robinson, a 331 hitter, 39 home runs, 104 runs batted in. Yep, next time you watch Apollo 13, you'll see Jimmy Wynn on a little monitor. Pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff to see that. And it's right before the Houston, we have a problem. So yeah, look for that next time you watch Apollo 13. Great movie, by the way. Yeah. Sal Bando just passed away. Didn't know that. Wow, may his memory be eternal. Cy Young with the 0-1. Frank Robinson swings. This one skied to right. Pete Rose ranging to his right will make the grab. So Texas, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of the second, and it's Ohio 1, Texas nothing. Looking at the starting defense here for Texas, and I suppose we need to give these teams a nickname. So I don't know what Texas is. I know Ohio is the Buckeyes. I don't know what you folks there are in Texas. Maybe Robbie will tell me. I don't know what Texas is. I do know that you guys didn't listen to Sam Houston. He didn't want you to secede from the Union. And yet he's still a hero in Texas. That's kind of interesting. I say go Sam. He thought, bad idea, guys. Bad ideas. All right, from right to left, we have Lance Berkman in right field. Tris Speaker in center. Frank Robinson in left. So nasty, nasty outfield, especially Speaker and Robinson. From first to third, Cecil Cooper, Rogers Hornsby. Ernie Banks. Didn't know Ernie Banks was a Texan. Pretty cool. Eddie Matthews, he's getting a lot of talk on our channel lately. Jerry Grody will be catching. And, of course, Britt Burns. No, but I mean, like, that Ohio is like the Buckeye State. Pennsylvania is the Keystone State. So are you guys the Longhorn State? Or what's Texas's? We're not going to name them the Texas Rangers. the Texas Rangers in Minute Maid Park. I'm liking it. All right, anyhow, Frank Howard lead it off here. Hondo, 31 home runs, 270 average. Burns delivers, and Howard sends this high and deep to left, but in the corner making the catch is Frank Robinson. So, and here's Thurman Munson. That was quick. I forgot to do that. Ernie Banks up with it, and Munson will be retired. 2 up, 2 down here as Billy Doran steps in, the second baseman. 271 average, 11 homers, 50 ribbies for him, wearing his Houston Astros cap. Lefty Britt Burns has a strikeout and a walk thus far. The 1-2 delivery. Doran, a little chopper up the first base line. Cecil Cooper has it on to Britt Burns covering to retire Billy Doran in the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We played 1.5 here at Minute Maid Park. It's Ohio 1, Texas nothing. Okay, you guys are the Lone Star State. All right, so we'll make it into Texas Lone Stars. Eddie Matthews will lead it off. We a lot of talk about Eddie Matthews, the second greatest third baseman of all time. Big Clue and I were having a good bitch session chinwag about Eddie Matthews and the fact that it took 5 tries for him to finally be elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. Eddie Matthews in Robbie Wartburg's Great Teams League, or whatever he's calling it, is known as M. I don't know what happened there. But anyhow, Eddie Matthews, a 302 hitter, 45 dingers, and 107 ribbies for Mr. Matthews. Lance Berkman waits on deck. Cy Young and the 0-2. And Eddie Matthews, and Munson drops the ball but recovers and fires it on to George Sisler. So Cy Young picks up the strikeout, one away for right fielder Lance Berkman, 305 average, 31 home runs for Lance, 111 runs batted in. Cy Young with a 2-1 delivery. Berkman rips on this one, base hit into left center. Jimmy Wynn and Frank Howard converging, but the toy cannon getting to the ball and firing it into Larkin at short. Lance Berkman, just 7 steals. And here's Cecil Cooper. Cooper, 320 average, 21 home runs, 97 ribbies. Young checks Berkman at first. The 1-0 delivery. Cooper cuts on this one, line to Barry Larkin, so spearing this one out of the air. Berkman will hold first, 2 away for Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, who says, let's play 2. And Ernie Banks, of course, a huge omission, which is one of the reasons I did the video earlier today. Ernie Banks was not anywhere to be found, can you believe this, on the all-time franchise team for an out-of-the-park baseball. So I'm going through as I finding him and putting him in, so I imported Ernie Banks and put him on the active roster and all that kind of stuff. You can't let, he's Mr. Cub, for God's sake. What are they thinking of there at out-of-the-park developments? Anyhow, Banks, 290 hitter, 38 home runs, 110 runs batted in. Discussing just great player. Love Ernie Banks. Never got a chance to do a World Series, as you know. 0-2. This one a double to right field in the power alley into left. And Banks slides, and he's safe. And coming around to score is Lance Berkman. So Ernie Banks picks up his first double of the season, and Texas tying it up here at the bottom of the second. It's 1-1. Evan Gaddis DHing, and big clue thing. Why the hell is Evan Gaddis DHing? Probably because, yep, the AI. I just let the AI pick the lineup. Next time, I'll let somebody pick the lineup. And Gaddis hitting 256, and certainly if we look at this Texas roster, and we look at hitters, there's certainly this is a pretty loaded team, though. I mean, Joe Morgan is sitting on the bench, for God's sake. I mean, like him or not, but I mean, Ross Young's here with 332. So there's lots of candidates, but we're just going to go with it and just have fun. Cy Young delivers to Evan Gaddis. Gaddis cuts and misses. And that retires the side, and Texas ties it up when we go to the third. It's a 1-1. And here's George Sisler. Nothing for 1. Britt Burns deals to the great St. Louis first baseman. Sisler sends this way out to right field, and Berkman at the track makes the catch. Sisler gives it a ride. George Sisler probably a little puzzled by this indoor ballpark. He'll take a seat for number 2 hitter Pete Rose. The 0-1 delivery, and Rose cuts on it. Routine fly ball to the great eagle in center. 2 up, 2 down for Barry Larkin, who struck out against Burns back in the first. The 0-1, Larkin tapped foul on the right-hand side. Larkin back in there. Burns deals. Larkin gets the bunt down. Grody up with it onto Hornsby covering, and Larkin is the third out of the inning. And we go to the bottom of the third, and we're knotted at 1. Ohio versus Texas. Jerry Grody now to lead it off, and then Trispeaker and Rogers Hornsby. Grody, a 266 hitter. 4 home runs, 32 runs batted in. acquired from the New York Mets to this Texas team. The 1-2 delivery from Cy Young. Grody swings on this one, and nice play by Billy Doran, a second, ranging far to his right, and in time to make the peg to George Sisler to retire. Grody for the first out. Speaker now. Speaker fly to shallow center. Infield looking bunt from Speaker, interestingly. The 0-1. Speaker swings, chopping ground ball to short. Barry Larkin up with it quickly. Speaker tearing down the line, and Speaker will beat it out. Despite the good throw by Barry Larkin, the Gray Eagle makes it to first, and Speaker with 29 steals. Rogers Hornsby, 0-1. Speaker good lead off first. Young checks the runner. He comes home with the 1-0. Curveball. Hornsby lines this one to right. And making the catch out there, Pete Rose. So 2 down. Speaker quickly retreats to first. Frank Robinson, 0-1. Serious power here at the plate. Cy Young deals the 0-1 to Frank. And Robinson, base hit into right center field. Jimmy Wynn up with it. Speaker rounding second, and he will make third. Runners at the corners for Texas. 2 out for third baseman Eddie Matthews. Struck out back at the second base, or in the second inning. Cy Young from the stretch in the 0-2 to Eddie Matthews, and Eddie Matthews swing and a miss, strike 3. Third strikeout by Cy Young. We head to the top of the 4th inning. Ohio 1, Texas 1. Ohio will send up Mike Schmidt, Jimmy Wynn, and Sal Bando. Mike Schmidt, 1-for-1, singled back in the first. Britt Burns with a walk and a strikeout through 3 innings of work. The lefty deals the 2-0. And Schmidt sends this one down the left field line, and Frank Robinson trotting over and making the catch. 1 away for the toy cannon, Jimmy Wynn. Wynn is 1-for-1. RBI single in the first, scoring Pete Rose. Britt Burns delivers 0-1. Jimmy Wynn grounds this deep to short. Banks up with it onto Cooper, and they get Jimmy Wynn by a step. 2 away for Sal Bando. Sal Bando, such an important part of those great Oakland A's teams of the early 1970s. I'm very sorry to hear of his passing. Bando 0-for-1. Bando DH duties here for Ohio. Burns with the 0-2. Bando couldn't catch up with that one. Strikeout number 2. Side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning. We're still knotted at 1. Lance Berkman will start it off here, followed by Cecil Cooper and Ernie Banks for the Texas Lone Stars. Lance Berkman with a single back in the 2nd inning. Thurman Munson sets the target. Cy Young winds and fires the 0-2. Berkman. Oh, this one on the inside corner. Where's MV? Missing a pretty good performance here by Cy Young. That is strikeout number 4. Cecil Cooper, first baseman, now 0-for-1. He's lined to short back in the 2nd. Young fires it in. Cooper sends this, a long fly ball to right field, but at the track, Pete Rose makes the catch. 2 away here for Ernie Banks. Mr. Cub is 1-for-1. RBI double, scoring Lance Berkman back in the 2nd to tie it up. Cy Young with a 1-0 fastball, and Banks turns around on this one. Base hit left field. Frank Howard up with it, and Banks will hold first. 5th hit for the Texas Lone Stars. Ernie Banks, not necessarily known as a base stealer, just a 5. And here's Evan Gaddis, struck out in the 2nd. Cy Young, payoff pitch to Gaddis. Gaddis looks at a call, strike 3. That's 5 strikeouts by Cy Young, and we go to the top of the 5th inning. And the score is still Ohio 1 and Texas 1. Quiet chat here tonight. Folks here nice enough to give me a big old milkshake, so good stuff. Good game. Good close game here. Love these pitchers doing it. Here is Frank Howard. And this has got to be a very young Frank Howard. I'm used to seeing Howard, you know, with the glasses and all that kind of stuff. So young Frank Howard. Frank Howard is nothing for one. Flied out his last time up. Britt Burns winds and fires 2-2 to Howard. And Frank Howard looks at a called strike 3. That went down the middle of the plate and in at the belt. So Burns picks up strikeout number 3. And here is catcher Thurman Munson, grounded to short in the second. Burns fires it in. Munson lofts this one to right, and Lance Berkman had him played perfectly. 2 away here in the top of the 5th inning for Billy Doran. Doran nothing for 1, grounded to first, back in the second. Burns into his motion, fastball, and this one stroked, base hit into left center. Speaker covering a lot of territory, calls off Frank Robinson. And Billy Doran is aboard. Doran has speed, and here's George Sisler. George Sisler, an excellent hit and run man. Burns deals. Sisler swings, base hit up the middle, and rounding second but holding is Billy Doran. So Ohio threatening with 2 down here in the 5th. Billy Doran at second, George Sisler at first, and here's Pete Rose. Charlie Hustle nothing for 1, including a walk. Burns with a check of the runners. The 1-0 delivery, fastball cut on, chopped up the first base line. Cecil Cooper will snap it up and take it to first unassisted. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 5th here. Minute Maid Park in Texas. And it's 1-1. Howard was huge. Big dude. Nice guy, though. Thank goodness, right? Wasn't Howard like 6'5" or 6'6"? Something like that. Big dude, you're right. Here's catcher Jerry Grody. Grody grounded to second, back in the 3rd. Cy Young has 5 strikeouts. Grody, this one hit into the alley into right. Grody is going for 3. Here's the throw from Barry Larkin to Mike Schmidt. And Jerry Grody opens the festivities here in the bottom of the 5th with a leadoff triple. And we swing back around the top of the order for Tris Speaker. He's flied out and singled on the infield. Texas looking to take the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Cy Young from the stretch in the 0-1. Fastball popped in behind the plate. Munson ranging back for it, but he's going to run out of real estate. Speaker back in there now. Cy Young brings it. Speaker swings. Chop to Larkin at short. And we're going to send Grody, obviously. And the throw on to Sisler, and Speaker's retired. But Texas go into the lead here, taking a 2-1 lead in the 5th. And Ken Castro saying Pirates. Oh, is it 13-1 now after 5? I'm loving this right now because I mean our O'Neal Cruz is out until August, and the Pirates have been playing some pretty damn good baseball. But it's Colorado, so Robbie says he's still here. He's just adding more ballparks into Baseball for Windows. Where are you getting your ballparks, Robbie? Rogers Hornsby nothing for 2 here, batting with 1 down, bases empty, and a run in for Texas. So good to have Cousin in here 2 days in a row. It's amazing. It's awesome. It's like I feel like, yes. So Hornsby lined to right, back in the 3rd. Cy Young fires it in, the 1-0. Hornsby swings, fly ball to right. Back on it is Pete Rose at the track to make the catch. Out number 2 for Frank Robinson. As Ken says, it's good to be here. It's good to have you here, my friend. And may we have you here for many, many years to come. Leisure and therapy, says PQ River. Isn't that the truth? Todd B says he's here as well. Digital Diamond has the 2023 season available. Play as you go. I was looking at it. It's good stuff. Yep. Nice feature that's that you have in that game. A Digital Diamond and an Out of the Park Baseball playing right along with the season. I briefly thought about doing that on here, but my Bucks are doing okay on their own right now. So Frank Robinson is 1 for 2. Single to right center back in the 3rd. Base is empty, 2 down. Texas with a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Cy Young with the 1-0. Robinson gets under this pitch. High fly ball from the infield, and Billy Duran will bring it down, and that completes the Texas 5th. However, they pick up a run, 1 hit, no errors, and we go to the 6th. It's Texas 2 and Ohio 1. Barry Larkin, Mike Schmidt, and Jimmy Wynn due up for the Buckeyes. So Cousin Ken asking Todd how much of his project is left. This is a long way, Ken. All teams have about 60 games played, all manually. He acts as manager for both. Way to go, Todd. Love it, love it, love it. Talking at PQ Rivers is focused. Absolutely. That's great. All right, Barry Larkin, nothing for 2. He struck out and bunted out. Burns, full count to Larkin. Fastball, and this one just inside, and Larkin draws the walk. That's walk number 2 for Britt Burns, and Larkin, a threat to steal with 31 coming into this this opening day. So we have 2 opening days today. Here's Mike Schmidt now, one of Cousin's favorite players, of course. Cousin, by the way, Steve Tate figured out the sliding Billy Hamilton problem in Ned McGreevy, and it took him a while to figure it out, and I probably never would have. There were 2 check boxes that we needed to uncheck, and Billy would have been in the lineups every day. So it wasn't anything we did wrong, it was just something we missed. So we'll know that going forward. That now the sliding Billy Hamilton mystery is solved. Barry Larkin, an aggressive lead off first. Yep, it was 2 check marks, Ken. It had to do with lineups and advancing to lineups and stuff like that. And something Steve explained it. Yeah, what a saga. And still, even without your star player, I mean, you're right, because your thing was get Hamilton on, get him over with Keeler second. You still had a hell of a season, and we'll be revisiting McGreevy later in the year, but we're going to bump it ahead. We're going to go to the 1920s, I think, to the 1960s. So we'll get some good old-fashioned baseball in there. He'd been looking into it. I don't think it was by chance. I'm not quite sure. I know that he was looking into it for a while. I think maybe there was something having to do with the lineups in the Howie Shanks League. And he was seeing behavior of players not being used. And he's confident that's exactly what happened with Slide Billy in Ned McGreevy. There's always the opportunity, if people are interested, we can revisit Ned McGreevy from that KCCL and do a Ned McGreevy 2 with a more accurate dead ball in 19th century. So 2 options for that later in the year. Maybe for the 1920s through 60s, we'll call it the, I don't know, we'll name it after somebody. Anyhow, Mike Schmidt bats with Larkin aboard and nobody out. Larkin, aggressive lead at first. Burns with a check of the runner. The count even on Schmidt. And Mike Schmidt, a big, big cut and a miss. on that fastball by Britt Burns. One down now for Jimmy Wynn. Jimmy Wynn 1 for 2 in the contest. RBI single in the first and grounded to short in the fourth. Wynn steps in. Burns checks the runner. The 0-2 to Wynn. The runner does not go. This one popped behind the plate. Brody tosses aside the tools of ignorance, at least the mask part of it, and this one will get out of play. So Jimmy Wynn getting another chance against Britt Burns. Here is the 0-2. And a big swing and a miss by Jimmy Wynn, and that's 2 down. Larkin remaining at first. Ohio not sending Larkin. An excellent speed of Barry Larkin, and it brings up Sal Bando. Bando nothing for 2. He's flied out and struck out. Lefty Burns with a check of Barry Larkin at first. The 0-2 to Sal Bando. Fastball swung on. This one has distance out to center, but Tris Speaker with just incredible range making the play. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. Bottom of the 6th, it's Texas 2 and Ohio 1. Due up, Eddie Matthews, Lance Berkman, and Cecil Cooper. Third baseman Matthews for Texas has struck out twice. Cy Young with strikeouts has not walked a batter, and finds himself down 2-1. Ohio has stranded 5 men and Texas 4. No errors in this game. Cy Young with a 2-1 to Eddie Matthews. Fastball chopped on the left-hand side into foul territory. Schmidt giving chase, and this one just bouncing off the dugout roof on the third base side. Here comes the 2-2 again to Eddie Matthews. And kind of pretty cool that you have the greatest third baseman in baseball and the second greatest third baseman in baseball in the same game. Love it. Lance Berkman 1 for 2. Eddie Matthews not a base stealer. Berkman singled and struck out in this game. Cy Young with a 2-2 delivery to Lance Berkman, and Lance Berkman not able to catch up to the Cy Young fastball. So 1 away, Matthews at first. For first baseman Cecil Cooper, nothing in 2 tries against Cy Young. Yes, I do know it, actually. Definitely. Yeah, it is finally good to know, isn't it, Ken, that he figured that out. It is so cool. Yeah, I think the AI in Action PC is actually pretty good. I agree with you, Todd. Cy Young checks Matthews at first. No AI is going to be perfect, but it's damn good, I think. 2-2 pitch, grounded to third. Schmidt to Billy Doran, but Eddie Matthews, the hard slide, is going to break up that potential double play. So Cooper aboard and 2 down for Texas. And Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks, a perfect 2 for 2 today, including an RBI double back in the first. Ernie steps in. Cy Young with a 2-1 delivery to Banks. Curveball, and this one chopped to short. Barry Larkin will go to first, and on the bang play, they retire Ernie Banks. No runs, no hits, no errors, and 6 in the books here at Minute Maid Park. It's Texas 2, Ohio 1 on this opening day of the State League in Action PC Baseball 2023. So Britt Burns looking strong out there. 5 strikeouts, 2 walks through 6 innings of work. Touchdown for 4 hits, 1 earned run. Hondo up there. Howard is nothing for 2. Struck out in the 5th. Thurman Munson waits on deck. Burns into his wind, and this one lined to center field, and we are going to have Speaker dive, and Speaker unable to get to the ball, so taking it on a short hop, traps it, and Frank Howard finds himself on at first. That is the 5th Ohio hit. And here is Thurman Munson. Thurman Munson, nothing for 2 in the day, is ground out and flied out. Frank Howard, not a speedster out there, managed one stolen base coming into this opening day. Burns with the 0-2 delivery. Munson cut and a miss, and we were thinking about pulling Britt Burns for Greg Maddox, but Britt Burns putting on a fine performance here for the Texas faithful. That's strikeout number 6. Here's Billy Doran now, 1 for 2. Singled back in the 5th. Howard on first, 1 away, 2-1 your score. Britt Burns, Britt Burns turs the rubber, and this one a high pop fly in the infield. Matthews and Banks converging. Matthews waving off Ernie Banks to make the put out. 2 away. And back at the top of the order for the Buckeyes. And George Sisler. Sisler 1 for 3. Burns into his motion, the 1-1 delivery. And this fastball smacked to right field, but right into the glove of Robinson. And that does it for the 7th inning stretch. 2-1. Good ball game here. You know what, Todd? I can't remember. And thanks for asking that, because that is going to happen with in the Howie Shanks League. So, good question. That's something we're going to have to figure out when we've got Big Clue, Steve, and everybody else in here. When those things pop up, I cannot remember how we handled those at all. Now I'm all nervous because I really wish I could remember. Well, yeah, if the manager wasn't there, because I think the couple times I remember, you know, it was Ken and he was here. I think it happened to him a couple times. I don't know I don't know. We need to brainstorm a rule. I mean, I would say that if it's a high percentage chance, you know, to send a runner, he's going to be safe. He's a 95% chance. I think we send him. What I'm worried about is anywhere between 40 to 60% chance of a successful play. And I wish I knew, my good friend. We will work it out, though. Evan Gaddis, nothing for 2. If Texas didn't have the lead, I'd almost be tempted to put in a pinch hitter for him. But we're going to leave Gaddis in, nothing for 2. Cy Young with the 0-2 delivery. And that's strikeout number 7 for Cy Young. Another question, in a draft, what happens if 2 teams get the same year in the same round? All we'll do is just, I think what we actually, no, we'll just, they'll get the same year. They'll probably get the same player, but I think we just do that, and then that means that year's been used twice. I think that'd be best, because the only slight flaw to this, the way we do the new simultaneous draft, is whoever that first manager is, while we're calling off those numbers, they can already be jumping in ahead of that 5 minutes. So the managers toward the top could have, you know, maybe 7 minutes. So I think that for expediency, and if they come up with the same player, whoever comes up with the first player, that's who gets him. That's what I would say we do, rather than just keep re-rolling that number, the random number generator. But we can get a consensus on that. This is my opinion. Todd B coming up with some really good questions here. Here's the 1-2 delivery to Jerry Grody. And Grody has himself a hit, so he is 2 for 3 in the day. Base hit to right field. And Grody aboard for Texas. That is base hit number 7. And it brings up Tris Speaker. We're back at the top of the order for the Texas Lone Stars. I'm going to call them the Longhorns, but it's the Lone Stars. And Munson out to have a quick word with Cy Young back behind the dish. Cy Young, oh, the boo's going up here at Minute Maid, and Cy Young missing. So Grody moves to second, Speaker at first. Texas looking for more here. And Rogers Hornsby possibly the man to do it. But Hornsby being stymied by Young. He is nothing for 3 in the game. Cy Young with a 3-1 delivery. Hornsby swings, chopping ball to first, and George Sisler will take it to the bag himself. Grody and Speaker move up in the play. So 2 in scoring position for Texas, 2 down for Frank Robinson. Dangerous, dangerous bat. Robinson 1 for 3 today. A single. Cy Young with 7 strikeouts, 2 walks, has the sign from Thurman Munson from the stretch. Frank Robinson swings, scorched, but right to Mike Schmidt for out number 3. So Texas threatens, but do not score. Or as Ernie Harwell would say, they fail to capitalize on the runners. And we go to the top of the 8th, and it's still 2-1. Burns is fine, according to the AI manager, or the AI, whatever. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. He will face Pete Rose, Barry Larkin, and Mike Schmidt, the number 2, 3, 4 hitters in this Ohio Buckeye lineup. Rose has walked, fly to deep left center, and grounded to first back in the 5th. Southpaw Burns winds and deals the 1-0 delivery. Fastball, Rose will send this to center field, and camping under it is Tris Speaker, barely moving for out number 1. Robbie's rooting for the Rangers, who are not playing here. So anyhow, Lone Stars, though, are here, and they're leading 2-1. It's like Jeopardy, whoever hits the button first. Yeah, absolutely, Todd. And, you know, I think in the early rounds, right? I mean, I think what's going to be funny is, let's say 1927 or 1928 is rolled. We're going to see who gets Lou Gehrig first or who gets Babe Ruth first in 1927. Or if 1913 comes up or 1910, how many Walter Johnsons are going to pop up in the chat? I think it's actually going to be funny. I think it's going to be really, really funny. And I think it also kind of puts the pressure on. It's like, oh shit, I didn't get Gehrig, because that would have been the obvious choice. Now I'm going to, okay, well, I'm going to try Lazzeri, because why not? It'll be fun. It'll really crack me up if the year comes up 3 times. Maybe we could do another mock draft some night, right before the main draft, just for everybody to get used to it when we have more people in here. We'll try it with like just 7 or 8 people. They don't have to be necessarily part of the league, and just do a little dry run again. Barry Larkin, nothing for 2, batting in the 8th here, 1 away, bases empty, 2-1 Texas lead. Rick Burns delivers, and Barry Larkin gets the, what do we have going on here? We have an error. Let us see what happened here. Tries to bunt. This one gets in front of the plate. Grody has it, throws to first, and then went into right field. So that's E2. And Jerry Grody charged with the error. And not sure why Larkin didn't advance on that play, but Larkin aboard. And here's Mike Schmidt. Great chance for Ohio here. You have the good power of Mike Schmidt and the speed of Barry Larkin. And a double ties this, possibly even a single, depending upon if and where Schmidt can deposit it. Burns with a full count to Mike Schmidt. And Burns pitching a little fine, and he is tired. So we've got to go to the bullpen for Texas. And Looking at these hit percentages, we either got Hippo Vaughn or Tex Houston. I'm going to go with Hippo Vaughn. So Hippo Vaughn's numbers are 2.14 earned run average, 18 wins, 12 losses, 1 save, 257 innings pitched, 67 walks, 133 K'd. Larkin at second, Schmidt at first for Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon. Or someone you mentioned, do you taking off your Hall of Famer to prevent someone from getting his best year, so to speak? Yes, so many strategies, PQ River, you're absolutely right. Yeah, it wasn't PQ, you had 1931 Babe Ruth, who wasn't bad, but not the same as 1921 Babe Ruth, right? Or 27 Babe Ruth. I think 21 though was Babe Ruth's best year, but that is good. But the other thing though too, yeah, Todd, that's a gamble because you might take 1923 Walter Johnson, but that's not 1913 Walter Johnson. But do you take the risk? And you saw what happened in the first draft. Steve Tate was waiting for 1913 to come up. And remember, guys, he went to bed, and I think what Todd B was like 2 or 3 managers after him, and 1913 came up right after Steve went to bed. So I'm guessing on the next draft, Steve's going to stay up. Although, again, whole thing, it's not. It should be 3 hours tops. Of course, is what was it? And there's a great thing by Albert Einstein when he talks about theory and practice, and I need to find that quote again because I think it's going to fit what we've been trying to do perfectly. 1 away, 2 on. Here is the 0-2 delivery from Vaughn to Jimmy Wynn. Long fly ball to left, back, and this one is gone. Jimmy Wynn knocks it for a bunch of 5s. 325-foot homer, and just like that, Ohio has turned this game around. Ohio now leading 4-2 in the top of the 8th. And here is Sal Bando. Gone. Oh yeah, you got Cobb in off years too, that's right. So that was a big shot there. We could do a video replay. It's kind of a little lacking after looking at it out of the parks, but still, there it goes. Frank Robinson just looking up over that scoreboard in left field here at Minute Maid Park. And Larkin, Schmidt, and Wynn. Boom. So Jimmy Wynn does it. Fires the toy cannon. And Salabando. So first home run of the year for Jimmy Wynn. Be looking for a lot more from him, I'm sure. I'm going to try to at least play every team once, since I really don't have a horse in this race. I mean, well, Pennsylvania, but which, by the way, has a wicked team. Hippo Vaughn deals with 1 down. Sal Bando pops this curveball in the infield. Cooper going out on the outfield grass on the right-hand side and makes the catch. So Bando will grab some pine. 2 down, 3 in here for Ohio in the top of the 8th. For Frank Howard. Singled his last time up. Lefty Vaughn deals. And Frank Howard turns on this one, but this is going to stay in the park. Frank Robinson getting it about 10 feet in front of the track. 3 runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Ohio 4 and Texas 2. Todd B says would be interesting to watch the computer take some teams and draft, but it wouldn't know it would take more than 5 Hall of Famers. Exactly. You could do it for the first 3 rounds, but yeah, and that's easy enough to sort of set back and forth. That would be kind of interesting to see. And but the other thing is because the way the draft works in here, the computer is going to be drafting by players, not by years. So there'd be really no way to tell the computer, okay, you've got to pick. Well, we could in the fact that we would say, okay, but that would slow down the draft. So let's say that somebody, chose 1967, then we would have to just limit that pool of players to 1967 for that round. Eddie Matthews, nothing for two, bats in the bottom of the eighth. Texas with a bit of work to do here. Cy Young looking strong. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Matthews, hard ground ball to second. Billy Duran with a diving stop and on to George Sisler for the 4-3 putout. Great play by Duran. That one definitely would have gone into the gap and right. So one down for Lance Berkman. Berkman has singled and struck out twice. Cy Young into the windup, the 3-1, and Cy Young missing just low and on and inside, and Berkman draws the walk, and that's the third free pass given up by Cy Young. Cecil Cooper, nothing for three against Young. Cy Young pretty strong, good, probably good to finish this inning anyhow. Ernie Banks waits on deck. The 0-2 delivery to Cooper, and Cooper swinging a miss. Cy Young picking up strikeout number 8. Can you delete computer picks in a draft? Yeah, you can. Yep, yes you can. Ernie Banks is 2 for 3, 2 down. Banks with an RBI way back in the second. Cy Young winds and fires, 1-0 fastball. Banks sends this one to the gap and left, this one high, this one deep, and this game is tied. Frank Howard having to watch this go out of the park. So Berkman with a 2-run homer. This one 404 feet, and Texas tying it up here in the bottom of the 8th. Now we're knotted at 4. And Evan Gaddis with 3 strikeouts. We're still going to leave Gaddis in there. Cy Young with a 2-1 to Gaddis. And Gaddis sends this one to left field. And playing it perfectly is Frank Howard. Didn't move and step. We go to the 9th. Ohio and Texas tied at 4. Thurman Munson. And then we'll see if Billy Doran will bat. And George Sisler, you have to remember, we have a DH in this league. So Hippo Vaughn will stay on in relief. The 1-0 delivery. Munson swings. Fly to left. This one is gone. So the Texas lead is short-lived. Thurman Munson with a 378-foot tater taking Hippo Vaughn and Texas downtown here in the 9th. And Ohio right back in the lead, 5-4. We're going to look at our bullpen here. Hippo Vaughn getting touched up a little bit. And I think we're going to go with Tex Houston. Why not? It's Texas after all. So Tex Houston's number is 2.70 under an average. 16 wins, 9 losses, 3 saves, 230 1/3 innings worked, 53 strikeouts, 53 walks, 119 strikeouts. So Billy Doran batting with the bases empty and a run in for Ohio here in the top of the 9th. Pittsburgh. Texas will get a chance in the bottom of the 9th with Jerry Grody, Tris Speaker, and Rogers Hornsby. Already got him out of there, Robbie. Robbie doing some active managing after the fact. Tex Houston has finished his warm-up pitches. This will be the first time that Ohio has seen a righty tonight. Britt Burns and Hippo Vaughn, both lefties, and now they're going to turn it around. And here's Tex Houston's 0-1 to Billy Duran. Bounding ball up the middle. Hornsby coming in behind the bump and plays it for the 4-3 putout. One away for George Sisler. Sisler just 1 for 4. Houston with the 0-1 delivery. Curveball to Sisler. Sisler grounded, sharp grounder to Ernie Banks. He has plenty of time. On to Cecil Cooper to retire George Sisler for out number 2 here in the ninth. Pete Rose, 0 for 3. And a walk. Tex Houston with the 1-1. And Pete Rose will hit into the normal 4-3 putout. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning. Ohio 5 and Texas 4. Jerry Grody 2 for 3 in the game. Tris Speaker waits on deck. Grody with a triple and a single. Cy Young has fanned 8 and walked 3. Here's the 1-2 delivery from Cy Young, and Jerry Grody. This one a late called third strike. Grody a little bit angry, but marches back to the dugout. Cy Young picking up strikeout number 9. Number 9. And we're back at the top of the order for Tris Speaker. Speaker 1 for 3 against Cy Young today. And see what he can do here. Texas trying to tie it up in the bottom of the ninth. Cy Young winds and fires. Speaker swings at the first pitch. Long fly ball to right. Back on it is Pete Rose. 2 away here, and it's down to Rogers Hornsby. And the swing of the bat by the Raja can tie it up. Hornsby, however, frustrated 0 for 4 against Cy Young. Here's Young's 1-1 pitch. Hornsby chops it up the middle. What a great play by Billy Duran, who played for the Houston Astros, and a player who played for a Texas team ends it, and Ohio holds on to beat Texas on opening day 5-4. And Robbie is weeping at this point, I think. So you're not going to allow yourself to be quiz and buried, says Robbie Wartburg. That's funny. All right, for the victorious Ohio Buckeyes, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Texas Lone Stars, 4 runs, 8 hit, 1 errors. For Texas, and a losing cause, Jerry Grody went 2 for 4 with a triple. Ernie Banks 3 for 4 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. So tough game for Mr. Cub. For Ohio, Jimmy Wynn, the toy cannon, went 2 for 4 with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Thurman Munson went 1 for 4 with a home run. Cy Young goes to 1-0. Hippo Vaughn gets the loss, 0-1. Cy Young went pitched 9 innings, 4 runs, all earned, gave up a home run, walked 3, struck out 9. And then Britt Burns, the start for Texas, went 7 1/3, pitched a pretty damn good ball game, really. 5 hits, 3 runs, only 2 of those runs were earned, so there was an error in the game by Texas. 3 walks and 6 strikeouts. Hippo Vaughn gets the loss and the blown save. 2 1/3 innings, 2 runs, both earned, gave up 2 home runs. And then Tex Houston came on and worked 1 inning in relief. So that's that for this day. Well, for that team. So your standings at the end of this opening day. We just played just one game. So Texas in last place in the West Division. It's the West Division, and Ohio in first place in the Midwest. And I think what we'll do, just for shits and giggles, is we're going to go ahead and play April 1st, play out the rest of the games. Todd B says, fun game. Yeah, it really, really was. It's a really, really fun file. So I guess I'm glad the Ned McGreevy thing, there must be something weird with that. So we'll just look, let's see, how's Pennsylvania doing? Pennsylvania is 1-0. Yay, Pennsylvania. Let's see, who did we beat? So recent games, let's look at who'd we win? Who'd we beat, Pennsylvania? Come on, PA. Wow, Illinois clobbers Arizona 10-4. Washington for Mississippi 15-6. But I'm looking for Pennsylvania. Pennsyltucky, as some of us call it up here. Whoa. Pennsylvania 14, Maryland 1. Oh, we have to look at this. And that has to be a picture of Dell Ennis's later in his career. But anyhow, Pennsylvania 14 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. Gettysburg, Eddie Plank gets the win. He beats Vic Willis. Maryland, 1 run, 6 hits. Ooh, ouch, 6 errors. So let's see how many of the see, those will kill you. 14 runs, but 9 of them earned. So I mean, Pennsylvania hadn't won anyhow. But wow, that was a slaughter. And Maryland had 3 home runs and in a losing cause. Who had those home runs for Maryland anyhow? Let's see. Or I'm sorry, no, Maryland didn't have them. I must be tired. Pennsylvania. So Griffey, Adele Ennis, and Reggie Jackson. And Hannes Wagner goes 3 for 5 with 2 ribbies. A lot of dingers in this game. Billy Werber went 3 for 4 for Maryland. Let's see, Massachusetts. They're 1-0. So Massachusetts, New York, and Pennsylvania all at 1-0. Connecticut, Virginia, Maryland, New Jersey, and North Carolina at 0-1 in that division. In the West, it's Minnesota, Missouri, Kansas, and Washington at 1-0. South is Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee. And then we already know the Midwest is Arkansas, Michigan, Iowa, Indiana, and Illinois, and Ohio. So just Kentucky and Wisconsin. So I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this one. A lot of fun. Homer City should be a baseball town. Yep. Oh, I didn't know you lived. Really? PQ River? I didn't know you were from the area. I had no idea. So you lived in Hatfield and Homer City, and it should be a baseball town. I had no idea. Cool. How was my day? It was all right, Aaron. I got to start back to work tomorrow, but I'm off Wednesday, and then I work a very rare Sunday, so then I have to go back. I'm off Wednesday, and I have to go back and work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which really sucks. So this is going to be kind of crap work week. So it was all right, but it was all right. Got to watch some baseball, hang out a little bit, and that's it really. Uneventful. I saw your. I mean, this morning worked on the rules for the Howie Shanks League, or at least that draft, and I'll be looking at my email to see what edits and things Big Clue and Steve and people have suggested. Did that, talked a little bit to the female particle, and that was pretty much it. Did some artwork. I forgot about that. Did some artwork today too. So I'm not sure why Massachusetts isn't right up there, but it really doesn't matter. Curious what ballparks are picked for what. So Louisiana is going to be playing also in Minute Maid Park. That's where is everybody in the South going to be playing there? That's weird. Or is it just, let's see, where's Tennessee? Tennessee doesn't even have a ballpark. So I guess got to remember to give them a ballpark. Virginia will be playing at Nationals Park. That makes sense. Anyhow. We will definitely. Ken Castro, we will hang out, Aaron, definitely. Ken Castro says, thank you, cousin. Chat, you guys are the best. So are you, bud. So there we go. All right, guys, I guess we're going to close it down here. Everybody getting ready to turn in. Robbie, are you going to do a game? It's only going on 10 o'clock for you. I don't know when you have to work again. Maybe you do a game for the good folks. I know Aaron putting up some videos as well. Wait to hear if Robbie make a decision. While Robbie does that, I got to check in on my Buccos. What are we doing here, Pittsburgh? 13-1 in the top of the 8th. Go Bucks. All right, well, Texas Rangers are out of town, so I know Robbie's not working tomorrow, at least for the Rangers. Rangers win 4-0 over the Kansas City Royals. Rangers at 10-6, so a good record for you guys. Way to go, Rangers. Tampa Bay loses, but they're still at 14-3. Wow. All right. Keep it up, Bucks playing there in the launching pad. So Robbie Wartburg. See, look, Aaron Reed's saying he could use some baseball for Windows to brighten up his day. All right, I'll tell you what, guys, they play up pretty quickly. What I'll do is I'll just do a baseball for Windows game since Robbie's not going to do one. I don't have to talk. I can just sit here and listen to with you guys. So we'll do a baseball for Windows. So we have the rare triple header. And since I already did a stream today, why not? Just for you there, Robbie. Or for Aaron. So yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Baseball for Windows. It is. Have no idea who's going to play. Let's see. Oh, I can take off my headphones. Well, I'll take off my headphones after we select the teams. All right. Oh, we're going to play two games here that, you know what? We had Reds and Cardinals earlier. Let's bookend the night and do Reds and Cardinals now. So this is going to be the 1975 Reds, and I can't because of the 1942 Cardinals. So it should be fun. And Sparky Anderson, where are you, Sparks? There you are. And 1940s manager. Just go with Joe McCarthy. Okay, enjoy the game, guys.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell. And welcome to St. Louis Cardinal Baseball. Here on WAPBA, you always have a front row seat. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting Cincinnati Reds will test the Cardinals at home. Their record now, 1-2. This is the first game in this 3-game series. The Cardinals take the field here in the first. Get your scorecard. Manager McCarthy sends out his squad this way. Hop at first base. Brown at second. Marion, the shortstop. Karowski at third. The outfield consists of Musial in left field, Slaughter in center field, and Moore over in right. Cooper is behind the plate and on the mound for the Cardinals. The right-handed Cooper. This is Cooper's second start of the season. His record 0-1. He's coming off a loss. After one game, his ERA at 5.4. He will be facing Reds starter, right-hander Nolan. We'll tell you about him in the bottom half, so settle in. We're ready to start this game. Morgan to lead it off for the Reds. Pretty good with a stick. On the year, 3 hits in 12 trips. He's walked twice. He has stolen one base and been caught once. Morgan is a table setter. Cooper sets up. He brings it home. Swing and a fly ball. Pretty well hit. Right field. May not be caught. It's history. Home run for Morgan. So Morgan has his first homer of the season. And the Reds go ahead by a run, 1-0 here in the first. That's Morgan's first run batted in of the season. Griffey, the hit. The Reds can count on him so far. 2 for 12. Pitcher Cooper set to go. He comes home. Bounce to Marion. He feels it. Takes his time, throws over the top, and Griffey is gone. 1 down. It's now Bench, the bat. He swings from the right side. A very steady hitter. On the season, 2 for 11. He's walked once. Cooper looking in at the target. The pitch to Bench. Didn't mean to swing. A slow roller to the left side. Marion will have to rush his throw, and he gets Bench. Nice play. 2 away. Foster getting ready to go. He gets his share of hits so far. 2 hits in 12 trips. He's walked once. Cooper looking in at the target. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to Karowski at third, throws quickly. Out by a step. And the side is retired. The line for the Reds. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. They jump into the lead. Reds 1, Cardinal coming up. For the Reds. Overall, they now stand at 0-3. In the league, they're 7th in batting at 174. Tied for 2nd in stolen bases with 2. The Reds take the field here in the first. Here's how it lines up defensively for the Reds. Perez at first base. Morgan at second. Concepcion, the shortstop. Rose at third. The outfield consists of Griffey in left field. Geronimo in center field. And Foster over in right. Bench is behind the plate and warming up in the pen now for Cincinnati. The right-hand throwing Nolan. This is Nolan's second start of the season. No wins, 1 loss. He lost his last start. After 1 game, his ERA at 5.14. Here's Hop to lead it off. He'll take advantage of your mistakes on the year. 3 for 13. He has 2 RBIs. He's walked once. Nolan is ready to fire it in. The pitch. Hop smashes one down the line. Rose grabs it near the bag. He wings a long throw to first and gets Hop by a stride. 1 away. Cardinal hitter Moore. Terry is a tough out so far. 4 for 10. He's walked 3 times. He's stolen 1 base. Nolan looking in. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Moore stands in again. Right-hander Nolan ready. The pitch. Lined hard to left. Griffey running. He stabs back and makes the catch. Good recovery. 2 gone. Cardinal hitter Slaughter. Capable of some fine hitting so far at the plate. 5 for 11. He has 2 RBIs. He's walked once. Nolan looking in. Now Nolan pitches. Loop to left toward the gap. And it's up for a hit. Griffey gets it back in, and Slaughter is on at first. Now at bat, Musial. Stan can hit so far at the plate. 4 hits in 13 trips. He has 3 RBIs. He's walked once. Nolan gets set to work on him. Nolan cranks it up. High, and Slaughter is off the bag. Bench pumps, but he holds the wall. Ball 1. So Musial will get back in there. Nolan comes set. Nolan comes to him. Punch to left. It drops in safely. Grifty collects the ball. Slaughter is around second. But the third base coach has his arms in the air, and they hold Slaughter up. As the throw comes in, the Cardinals put 2 singles back-to-back. Two on the bottom of the first inning. Cooper the hit. A sure hitter. To date, 4 for 13. He has 4 RBIs. Nolan put on the rubber. Checks Slaughter at second. The runners take their lead. Now the delivery. Cooper hits a frozen rope. Straightaway center. Right there is Geronimo. And he gloves it for the putout. 3 down. For the Cardinals, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. They leave 2. They waste a good chance. After 1, it's still 1-0 Reds. For Cincinnati, here in the second, Perez, Rose, and Concepcion. Perez will start it off here in the second. He bats right. Tony is a tough out. On the season, 2 for 12. Right-hander Cooper, ready. He brings it in. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Cooper slipped one by him. 1 away. One out. Rose gets set to bat against Cooper. He'll bat from the left this time. Capable of some fine hitting on the year. 1 for 10. He's walked once. Cooper looking in at the target. The pitch. Taken. Strike 3. He's gone. 2 away. Concepcion comes out to face Cooper. Bats right. Concepcion, a fair hitter. To date, batting 1 for 8. He's walked once. He's stolen 1 base. Cooper crouched down now. The offering from Cooper. Concepcion blasts the drive to right center. It might have the distance. It rattles the wall. Slaughter plays the carom. Concepcion is going for 2. Here's the throw. And Concepcion pulls into second with a long double. For Concepcion, his first double of the season. All right, Concepcion down at second. 2 down. Geronimo up the bat. He can surprise you at the plate. To date at bat 2 for 9. Cooper sets up. Concepcion moves another step away from second. Cooper cranks it up. Bounce to short. Marion to his right. He has it. On to first. And that's out number 3. That'll do it for Cincinnati. Nothing across. 1 left on. So the Reds fail to capitalize on the runner. Cardinal trailing by 1 as we go to the home half. For St. Louis, here in the second, Karowski, Marion, and Brown. Karowski leading off. You don't want to let down with him. Looking for his first hit. 0 for 10. He has 3 RBIs. Karowski in the box. Right-hander Nolan ready. Now Nolan comes home with it. Lined hard to right. Toward the gap. Foster cuts it off on the bounce. Karowski has to hold first. And that's his first hit this season. Marion walking up the bat. A trusty bat to date at bat. Only 1 for 12. He's due. Karowski can motor at first. Marty waits. Nolan staring in, ready to work. He squares. He brings it home, bunted toward first. Perez feels it, looks down to second, and tosses to Morgan, covering first for the easy out. Marion gets the job done. Karowski moves down to second. One gone. Karowski down at second for St. Louis. Brown gets set to bat against Nolan, batting 8th. A valuable bat. On the year, 3 hits in 12 trips. Karowski out at midway, can race. Nolan sets up on the rubber again, glances back at the runner. Nolan looks back at Karowski on second. Nolan turns and fakes a throw to second. Karowski steps back towards second. Now Nolan is set again. He brings it home. It's back to him at the mound. He gloves it. Looks Karowski back to second. Now he throws to first. For out number 2, Karowski holds. Pitcher Cooper up for St. Louis. 2 outs, 1 on. At the plate this season, he's 0 for 2. Karowski out at midway, can race. Mort ready. Nolan will go to work on him. Nolan working on Karowski to hold him close. The pitch. Cooper dribbles it toward third. Rose will have to hurry. The snap throw to first. In time to retire Cooper. For the Cardinal, nothing across. 1 left. They had a chance but could not convert. Cardinal still with a 1-run deficit. For Cincinnati, it'll be Nolan, Morgan, and Griffey. Here's Nolan to lead it off. Offensively this season, he's 0 for 2. Cooper prepares to come home. Now the delivery. Just over the knees, the plate up, thumbs him out, 1 away. Next to bat for Cincinnati is Morgan. Cooper focuses in on the target. Cooper brings it. It's a long fly ball to center field. That could be trouble. Slaughter is racing to the track. He won't get it. It's high off the wall. Morgan hits second on a full steam. The coach is waving him to third. Morgan never looked back. He's going for 3 all the way. The relay. And he's in standing. Triple for Morgan. The chance paid off. Second hit for Morgan in the game. 1 on the next Reds. Batter is Griffey. Cooper on the rubber. Cooper crouched down now. Cardinal playing for the out at first. Cooper watching Morgan at third. The pitch from Cooper paints the black. Strike 3 called, and Cooper is pumped. 2 down. And he gets a big strikeout with Morgan threatening on third. Okay, 2 away. Morgan on at third for Cincinnati. The next Reds batter is Bench, right-hander. Right-hander Cooper ready. Cooper watching Morgan at third. The pitch. Bench puts a charge into it. Long run for Slaughter. But he'd need wings to get to this one. Kiss it goodbye. So Bench pops a 2-run dinger, his first home run of the season, and the Reds add to their lead. The score now, 3-0. That gives Bench 2 RBI on the season. The top of the 3rd inning. Foster is out to get his licks. He bats right. He's their cleanup hitter. Foster stands in. Cooper sets up. Cooper comes to him. Foster lofts an air job to left. Musial and Slaughter range over. Musial says he'll take it, and he covers it, and the side is retired. The line for the Reds, 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. So the Reds now with a safer margin. Cardinals on the short end, 3-zip, and they'll try to get it back coming up. St. Louis now will send out the top of the order. Hop, Moore, and Slaughter. Here's Hop to lead it off. Hop steps up to the plate. Bench sets up. The pitch. He goes the other way. Stroked solidly to left field. Griffey's right there and hauls it in. One away. Next up, St. Louis. Hitter Moore. Moore waits. Nolan ready. Nolan comes to him. Low, ball 1. Moore ready to take on Nolan again. Nolan poised. The pitch. Healthy cut by Moore. Base hit right field. And Moore will hold it first. As the throw comes into second, he's on with a single. Left-sided Slaughter will bat next for St. Louis. One gone. Moore down at first. Bench set. The pitch. One hopper back to the mound. Nolan up with it. Throws to first in time for the out. Moore moves to second on the play. Notch 2. Okay, Moore on at second. 2 outs. Next to bat for St. Louis is Musial. He's their cleanup hitter. Nolan set. Moore moves quietly toward third. Nolan with the pitch. Slow chopper toward Concepcion. He charges it. Surrounds it. Juggles it. He'll go to first. And the side is retired. For the Cardinals, nothing across. They had a chance but could not convert. We've played 3. Cardinals still down by 3. For Cincinnati, it'll be Perez, Rose, and Concepcion. Perez will start it off here in the 4th. Right-hander. Right-handed Cooper goes to the set position. He lets it go. Swung on. It's popped to short right field. Brown races out, and he's got it. 1 down. One gone. 4th inning. Rose up to hit. Cooper prepares to come home. He cranks and fires. Hard 2 bouncer to short. Marion covers it plenty of time. Fires. Rose is safe. High throw drew hopped off the bag. That should be an error on Marion. And it is E6. Concepcion comes up the bat. Concepcion steps in. Cooper set. First baseman Hoff is on the bag. Quick move to the plate. Hit deep. Slaughter takes 3 steps to his right. Backs. He's got it. That's out number 2. And Rose returns to first. 1 on. Here's Geronimo. Cooper is ready to fire it in. Cooper comes home. Geronimo pulls away, but the ump says it's in there, and Cooper records a strikeout. 3 down. The half for the Reds. No runs, no hits, and 1 Cardinal error. They leave 1. Cardinal behind the Reds. 3-0. Cooper, Karowski, and Marion due up for St. Louis. Cooper to lead it off for the Cardinal. Now Nolan ready. He wheels and deals. Routine fly ball to right. Foster is there. He waits on it. Lowers the glove and makes the catch. 1 down. Now at bat, Karowski. Karowski settles himself in the box. Right-hander Nolan ready. The pitch. Base hit right field, and Karowski is aboard with a single. Second hit for Karowski in the game. Marion up there. Bench sets up. The offering from Nolan. Towering fly ball. Back goes Griffey. He snags it. That's out number 2. And Karowski returns to first. 2 down, 4th inning, 1 on. Brown will bat next for St. Louis. Nolan looking in. The pitch from Nolan. Ground ball to Perez. He flips to Nolan, covering, and he tags the bag for the 3rd out. For the Cardinals, no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1. They had a chance but could not convert. The score is still 3-0 Cincinnati as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Nolan, Morgan, and Griffey due up for Cincinnati. Nolan will lead off the 5th. Nolan in the box. Cooper looking in at the target. The pitch. Taken for a strike. Nolan goes down looking. 1 away. 6th strikeout from Cooper. Morgan coming up. Morgan waiting. Cooper looking in. Cooper winds up. Check swing. Ball 4. And he trots down to first. And that's the first walk issued by Cooper. Griffey getting ready to go. Griffey, decent bat control. Griffey waiting. Cooper gets set to work on him. He cranks and fires. A bouncer to the right side. Hop can't reach it. Brown dives. He knocks it down. But that's all he can do. Griffey is on with that infield hit. One gone. 5th inning. 2 on. Bench up to bat. Already has a homer in this game. His first. Bench 1 for 2. He has 2 ribbies. Cooper sets up. The runners take their lead. Cooper brings it home. Bench pops it up behind the plate. Cooper tosses the mask away. He's back at the screen. And he makes the catch. Morgan at second. Griffey at first. 2 down. The top of the 5th inning. Foster walks up. He bats right. He's their cleanup hitter. Foster is hitless in 2 at-bats. Catcher ready. Now the pitch. Swung on. Hit smashed deep to left center. Musial is racing over, but he won't get it. It's to the wall. Morgan will score. Griffey is around third. They're waving Griffey in. Marion will relay. And he scores. Foster holds second with a double as the throw comes back in. So 2-run score on Foster. Double. And the Reds take a big lead. 5-0 for Foster. His first double of the season. Perez is now up. Batter ready. Catcher Cooper sets his target. The delivery from Cooper. Hard 2 bouncer to short. And it bounces off the heel of his glove. No play anywhere. Foster will make third. And Perez is on at first. Score that E6 on Marion. And that's his 2nd error in the game. And that's the 2nd error for the Cardinals. Here's Rose coming to the plate. Cooper prepares to come home. The runners take their lead. The pitch. Rose drives a line at a deep center. Slaughter is racing back. It has double written all over it. Slaughter corrals the ball. Foster scores. Perez is around third. They're waving him in. And he scores. Rose then standing with a double. So 2-run score on Rose double. And the Reds add to their big lead, outpacing the Cardinals 7-0. Concepcion is the next hitter. Right-hander Cooper ready. The pitch to Concepcion. Swung on, foul tip. Held by Cooper. Strikeout. 3 down. 7th strikeout from Cooper. For the Reds, 4 runs on 3 hits. The Cardinals fumble once. 1 left. They are now clobbering the Cardinals after 4.5. 7-0 Reds. Cooper, Hop, and Moore due up for St. Louis. Here's Cooper to lead it off. Nolan poised. Cardinal skipper McCarthy walking down the bench. McCarthy is recalling pitcher Cooper. He's sending Triplett to the plate. That's right. He wrenches a piece of ash from the bushes and heads toward the plate. So Cooper goes 5 innings. The game for Cooper, 7 runs, 5 earned on 7 hits, 2 homers. He stands to lose it unless the Cardinals can make up the 7-run deficit. Here's Triplett to start it off. He'll wait for his pitch. Now Nolan ready. Nolan fires it in. He swings. It's a fly ball to the gap in right. Geronimo is racing over. So is Foster. It drops in for a hit, and he will make second easily. A double for Triplett. For Triplett, his first double of the season. Now coming to bat for the Cardinals. Hop. Catcher ready. Triplett stretches his lead off second. He doubled to lead it off. Nolan brings it home. Right in there. He's called out on strikes. 1 down. Here's Moore coming to the plate. He had a hit earlier. Batter up. Pitcher Nolan eyeing Moore. Now he's ready. Speedy Triplett edging toward third. The pitch is on the way. There's a low line to left. It's a long run in for Griffey. And he's got it on the run. Triplett is tagging. But the coach flashes the stop sign as the ball is fired back in. Slaughter walking up the bat. Nolan gets set to work on him. Triplett edges a bit more off second. Nolan fires it in. Loop to right. Toward the gap. Foster is after it. Cuts it off on the bounce. Triplett is around third. They're waving Triplett in, and he scores. As the throw comes into second, Slaughter holds it first for the single. So the single drives in 1. The Cardinals are on the board. Score now 7-1, and Slaughter now has 3 runs batted in on the season. Now at bat, Musial. Bench set. He wheels and deals. A laser off the bat of Musial. Concepcion leaps for it. Over his head and on into left. Slaughter is around second. And he puts on the brake as the throw comes in. A pair of singles for St. Louis. Second hit for Musial in the game. Now coming up, Cooper. Walker gets good wood. Cooper waiting. Nolan prepared to work. The runners take their lead. Here's a pitch from Nolan. Low and inside. Ball 1. So Cooper will get back in there. Bench ready to receive. Nolan kicks and deals. Swung on. Easy bounce at Morgan. He's up with it. He flips to Concepcion at second. And they get him to retire the side. For the Cardinal, a run on 3. Hits. 2 left. They had good chances for more, but still trailed by 6. Cardinal down 7-1. Geronimo, Nolan, and Morgan to bat next. Gumbert is coming on to pitch for the Cardinal. For Gumbert, this is his first appearance. He's a right-handed pitcher. Joe will give him some work. Geronimo to lead it off. Gumbert is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Gumbert poised. The pitch. Upstairs with a fast one. Geronimo doesn't offer, and Gumbert gets the call. He's out on strikes. 1 down. Nolan's up. Now Gumbert ready. The pitch. Pop foul behind first, near the stands. Hop moves under it, takes a couple of steps to his left, and makes the catch. And that's the second out. Morgan is the next hitter. Batter ready. Gumbert ready. Gumbert winds and fires. Low, ball 4. Morgan hustles down to first. Griffey to face Gumbert. Gumbert now set. Now Gumbert pitches. Swung on, and it's pulled hard to right. Moore will play it on the hop. Morgan is well around second. They're waving him on, and he gets over to third as the throw comes in. And Griffey is on with a single. Second hit for Griffey in the game. Here's Bench coming to the plate. Now Gumbert ready. And now the pitch. Hit in the air to left field. Musial backpedals. Plenty of room. This should do it. And he takes it in. The half for the Reds. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 2. We've played 5.5. Cardinal down 7-1. For St. Louis, here in the 6th, Karowski, Marion, and Brown. Here's Karowski to lead it off. Karowski, decent bat control. Nolan poised. Nolan comes home. Lined, Concepcion leaps, but he won't get it, and Karowski is on at first. Third, safety for Karowski. Marion is now up. Bench ready to receive. Nolan cranks it up. Line drive to third, hits over his head. Griffey is chasing it, still running. He's up with it. Karowski rounds third. The throw comes into Concepcion. They're holding Karowski at third, and Marion is in standing with a double. And that's the 10th base knock for the Cardinals in this game. For Marion, his first double of the season. Brown to face Nolan. Brown steadies his bat. Pitcher Nolan eyeing Brown. Now he's ready. Reds playing for the out at first. The runners take their lead. The pitch. Lined shot to right toward the line. Foster got a late jump. He's back. Reaches over his shoulder and makes the catch. Both runners tag. Foster turns and sets. They're waving Karowski in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate. And he's safe ahead of the ball. Brown picks up a sac fly and an RBI. And Marion holds at second. And the Cardinals get another one back. Score now 7-2. Gumbert up there. Pitcher Nolan set to go. Infield drawn in a few feet. Marion edges a bit more off second. He lets it go. Howard into left field. Griffey is right there and pulls it down. Marion is tagging, but they're holding him at second as the ball is fired back in. Hop coming up. Right-hander Nolan ready. Marion trying to look casual as he edges toward third. Here's a pitch. Swung on. Slow roller beyond the mound. Concepcion charges in. He scoops it up. Fires to Perez, and the side is retired. That'll do it for St. Louis. A run on 2 hits, no errors. They score, but still trail by 5. Cardinal behind the Reds, 7-2. For Cincinnati, here in the 7th, Foster, Perez, and Rose. Here's Foster to start it off. Cooper ready to receive. Here he comes. Swung on, big K. And Foster is retired. 1 away. Perez to face Gumbert. Gumbert ready. Gumbert kicks and deals. Perez hits a frozen rope to straightaway center. Right there is Slaughter, and he gloves it for the putout. 2 gone. Rose, bat in hand. Pitcher Gumbert set to go. The pitch. Spanked sharply to Karowski. Brutal bounce. The quick throw across the diamond. Got him. 3 away. For the Reds, 3 up, 3 down. We've played 6.5. Cardinals still down by 5. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch. Cincinnati will now face the St. Louis string. Moore, Slaughter, and Musial. Moore starts it for the Cardinals. Respectable power. Nolan looking home. The pitch. Moore hits a frozen rope to straightaway center. Right there is Geronimo, and he gloves it for the putout. 1 down. Slaughter is now up. It's hard to keep Slaughter off the base pass. Nolan is ready to fire it in. The pitch. A bouncer back of second, fielded by Morgan. He throws in time, and that's out number 2. Musial is up next. Nolan looking home. Here's a pitch from Nolan. There's a little blooper down the right field line. It might drop in. Foster has a long run. He gets there. 3 down. So the Cardinals go down 1-2-3. Cardinal behind the Reds. 7-2. Gumbert will now face the bottom of the Reds lineup. Concepcion, Geronimo, and Nolan coming up. Concepcion to lead it off. Cooper crouched down now. He comes home. Concepcion hits a ground hugger toward second. Brown picks it up and flips to first. Routine. 1 away. Geronimo to face Gumbert. Catcher Cooper sets his target. The pitch. That's batted to the right side. Hop fields it. And he beats Geronimo to first. And that's the 2nd out. Nolan comes up the bat. Gumbert gets set to work on him. Now the pitch. Off balance swing. Missed. 3 down. Nolan is now struck out 3 times. For the Reds, 3 up, 3 down. The score is still 7-2 Cincinnati as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cooper, Karowski, and Marion due up for St. Louis. Cooper leading it off. It will take divine intervention to save the Cardinal. Pitch of Nolan set to go. He brings it home. Lofted high to right. Foster is there. He's got a beat on it. And Cooper is gone. And that's out number 1. Karowski comes up the bat. Karowski ready to bat. Nolan looking in. Nolan with the pitch. Soft grounded to Rose. He's up with it. The throw across the diamond in time. And that's out number 2. Cardinal hitter Marion. Marion ready to bat. Nolan poised. The pitch. Marion lashes one to right toward the gap. Foster races over, but he won't get it. Marion is going for 2, and there will be a play at second. The tag safe on a very close play. Double for Marion. That's his second double of the game. Brown up there. Right-hander Nolan ready. Marion moves quietly toward third. He brings it in. Swung on. Slow roller beyond the mound. Concepcion charges in. He scoops it up. Fires to Perez. And the side is retired. That'll do it for St. Louis. No runs on 1 hit. 1 left. They had a chance but could not convert. The score is still 7-2 Cincinnati as we go to the top of the 9th inning. Top of the order here for Cincinnati in the 9th. Morgan, Griffey, and bench. Here's Morgan to start it off. Now Gumbert ready. Gumbert with the pitch. Gumbert misses. Ball 4. Morgan will go to first. Griffey is now up. Cooper sets up. He brings it in. Griffey lays off the pitch. Ball 4. Griffey takes his base. A pair of walks and a rocky start for Gumbert here in the 9th. That was Griffey's first walk of the season. Bench walking up the bat. I guess you can never have too many runs. Now Gumbert ready. Gumbert fires it in. There's a looping line to the left. Musial will have to hurry. Charging hard. And he makes a shoestring catch right off a tall blade of grass. Both runners are tagging, but they're holding them as the throw comes back in. Now coming to bat for the Reds, Foster. Now Gumbert ready. Gumbert now. Slow chopper toward Marion. He charges it. Scoops it. No play at second. Goes to first for the out. And the runners advance. Now at bat, Perez. Right-hander Gumbert ready. The pitch. Way off the plate. That'll be ball 4. And a free pass for Perez. That was Perez's first walk of the season. The Reds have 2 outs. Bases full. Rose is out to take his hacks. The switch hitter will bat left-handed. Pitcher Gumbert set to go. The pitch. Line to left. Base hit. Musial is after it. He cuts it off deep in the gap. Morgan scores. Griffey is around third. Perez is rounding second. They're waving Griffey in. Griffey scores. Perez holds second as the throw comes in. So the single drives in two, and the Reds add to their big lead, outpacing the Cardinals 9-2. And Rose now with 4 runs batted in the game. Next up, Cincinnati hitter Concepcion. Batter up. Gumbert is ready to fire it in. The runners take their lead. Gumbert delivers. Swung on. Stroked solidly to left field, and it's in there for a hit. The runners were off with a hit. Perez well around third. Coming down the line, he'll score. Rose is heading for third. Here comes the throw. Not in time. And Concepcion holds at first. Single and an RBI. So Concepcion with a ribby single. The carnage continues. The score now 10 runs to 2. 10th hit for the Reds. Now coming to bat for the Reds, Geronimo. And here comes Cardinal manager McCarthy. He's asking Gumbert for the ball. There will be a change on the mound. They give the ball to White. He'll challenge the lefty hitting Geronimo. So Gumbert goes 3 2/3 in relief. His line, 3 runs. So far on 3 hits. Walk 4. He fans 3. He's responsible for the runners. The left-hander, White, comes into this game with a 0 ERA. This is his second appearance. He's worked 1 inning. White takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go. Geronimo ready to bat. White gets set to pitch. He wheels and deals. Swung on, grounded right at Karowski. He picks it up. No play at second. He fires to first. Then he gets him, and the side is retired. That'll do it for Cincinnati. 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 left. So they add to their lead. Cardinals on the short end, 10 runs to 2. They are getting a lesson in how to play this game. The Cardinals will have White, Hop, and more here in the 9th. Leading off, White. Anderson makes a switch in right field. Rettenman comes into the game replacing Foster. Anderson is sending in Cheney. He'll be playing third base for Cincinnati. Rose is out. Anderson is taking advantage of the score to go to his bench for the Reds. Anderson now has Dreesen playing first base. Perez is out of the game. Batter up. Right-hander Nolan ready. Cardinal manager McCarthy looking at his score sheet. You can mark pitcher White out for the Cardinal. McCarthy not letting him bat. O'Day is enlisted to hit for him. Bats left. He grabs a bat and heads toward the plate. White pitched 1/3 of an inning. The line on him. No runs on no hits. To get it going, O'Day. Pitching change for Cincinnati. Anderson sends Hall to the hill. So Nolan gets his innings. He pitched 8. The game for Nolan. 2 runs on 11 hits. 1 strikeout. He stands to win it. For Hall, this is his first appearance. He's a southpaw. Hall is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Plummer is now catching for Cincinnati. Anderson takes bench out of the game. Hall is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Hall gets set to work on him. The delivery from Hall. He goes the other way. Blooper to left center. Toward the gap. Geronimo runs in on it. Concepcion is backing up. It drops in. And O'Day is on at first for the base hit. And that's the 12th base knock for the Cardinals in this game. Hop is the next hitter. Plummer set. Hall comes to him. Hop pounds it on the ground. Morgan stops it on one hop. Shovels some Concepcion for the force. And he leaps over O'Day. Then guns it to first. In time for the double dipper. Here's Moore coming to the plate. Batter ready. Now Hall ready. Hall brings it. Loop to left toward the gap. And it drops for a hit. Grifty gets it back in. And Moore is on at first. That's Moore's second hit of the game. Slaughter is the next hitter. Catcher ready. Hall cranks it up. It's in the dirt. Back to the screen. Moore takes second. And they score that a wild pitch. So Slaughter steps back in. Pitcher Hall eyeing Slaughter. Now he's ready. Moore moves another step away from second. He delivers. Slaughter lays off the pitch. Ball 4. Enos takes his base. Musial walking up the bat. Hall staring in, ready to work. The runners take their lead. He cranks and fires, swung on and missed. He struck him out, and that's the final out of the game. So it goes. The Cardinals lose, and the Reds take it. In the end, the Reds thrash St. Louis 10-2. Here's the line for the Reds. 10 runs on 10 hits, no errors. They leave 7 for the Cardinals. 2 runs on 13 hits. They committed 2 errors, and they leave 11. Nolan gets his first win. His record now 1-1. Cooper takes his second loss. His record now 0-2. So the Reds gain a step for the Reds. After dropping 3 in a row, they win 1 for the Reds. Overall, they now stand at 1-3. The Cardinals overall 1-3. In the next game, the Cardinals will have another try. Bye for now, everybody. Ernie Harwell and WAPBA leaving you from St. Louis. Final score: Cincinnati Reds 10, St. Louis Cardinals 2.